streameruniente button, guys, and it's for a good freaking reason, because Bitcoin is breaking the shizzer out. Look at those order books. It's so good to see those crazy order books back in the game. Like I said, guys, in my previous video, long period of low volatility is going to be followed with a high area and a high time of volatility legends. Here we literally go. My phone is literally going mental right now. Loads of people messaging me about the Bitcoin pump. Obviously, guys, like let's get into this, because it looks good to me, okay? For a few different reasons. Get everyone coming to the stream as well. Hit the like button on the way in, guys. You know what to do. We'll have the VIP Discord up. And also, guys, the indicators, the MDX algo indicators, nailed this last long call. Absolutely phenomenal call if you took that. And, guys, I actually went on my Twitter and I showed you my open position I have right now. So I am long on the market. And I did explain why in the previous video. Well, not the last one I just posted, but the one before that, I explained why I'm long. Guys, come in, like the videos. What's up? Let's do this. Guys, really good move from Bitcoin. As I predicted in my previous video, I did say that I went against the grain in terms of I went against the textbook on this and said that looking at the long to short ratio, looking at traditional markets, looking at the SPX, which is actually continuously looking to charge higher on this, actually marching higher straight through the previous resistance, which is a really good sign for traditional markets, because we know that the correlation is very acute, you could say, very similar at the minute. And look, we've got a break now. Now we have the potential chance for the retest and the bounce up to here, which will be next resistance for traditional markets. But obviously, guys, Bitcoin's having a reaction to that. Confidence in traditional markets, the correlation is there. We're seeing some confidence coming back in. We have some interesting dynamics with the Dixie as well. I think people are calling the top on this a little bit too early. It does look good, but we have to remember, guys, we do have a lower high. We've got a lower high here, but we don't have the lower low lost yet. So what we really want to see is it come down, up again, maybe back down, a break, descending triangle, Dixie breaks. Hey presto, we're moving on to, I would say, like I said in my previous videos actually already, if Dixie will give us clues, okay, but I would say that if we come back down to this level of support, this will be indicative of Bitcoin having a, let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see it. This would be indicative of Bitcoin having a bear market rally. I think we do find support here. The rally back up to test the highs, I think will end up being a bull trap for Bitcoin. And that could be as far as $28,000, because we know that Bitcoin's more volatile than other asset classes. We know that Bitcoin's going to do better than traditional markets. It's probably going to go up 15, 20%. This could go up 30, 40, 50%. If we do get the bear market rally scenario, which isn't 100% confirmed yet, obviously, the only thing I'm looking at right now is that we've had a really good clean break of 20K. We're actually at 20,274 right now. No resistance into 20. You can see this is a logical SR level. Bang, bang, bang. Every single time we try and get above 20, we fail. And actually, we fail before even getting above it. Most of these attempts are deviation plays, which you could say is actually better than just like flat not getting above 20. But now, guys, we have another potential opportunity here. Textbook in terms of playing the range, you could see another deviation play here. That's a scenario which could definitely play out. Another deviation play here, a short, would be pretty profitable if you got it. I would wait for what I usually wait for. That would actually be a lower high scenario. Wait for the volume to drop off and actually see if we're going to make some sort of descending formation on lower time frames. But we're going to talk about the bear market rally scenario, because there's a few things aiming towards a pretty good outcome for the bulls actually on Bitcoin. Long to short ratios not looking bad. Okay, it could be better. Obviously, the fuel is still to the downside because we have more longs, but it's a bear market rally. So what we're looking for is that rally to 28K, potentially these medium-term highs here, and then seeing the pullback later on if Dixie does find support. We're going to go into this in more detail. I'll actually look at some other charts with you as well, but that scenario there looks like a squiggle now, but I just said a second ago, here we go. And guys, in the group chat, in the live chat, guys, on this video, when everybody comes into the videos, if you can all just smash the like button, put a comment in the live chat, it will just bring more people into the streams. And like, guys, if you like this kind of content, you know what to do. We have the VIP Discord, actually. This is the VIP traders group. We actually have professional traders in here all the time. This is actually the VIPs from MDX Algo. But guys, leave a comment in the side and tell me as well in the comments which altcoin's going to 100x Leggies. Which altcoin's going to 100x in this bull market? Well, sorry, in this bear market rally, and then in this bear market, which will go up, what altcoin will go up 100x? Because you guys already know from my Twitter, I've called 3 altcoins in this bear market 3 months ago. I thought that Plu was going to do well, Palm was going to do well, and C-Web was going to do well, which is CoinWeb. So Plu got a 2.8x, probably doing better now. Palm is actually up a 12x right now. I think Palm had another pump, actually. Palm's actually up to, I think it went to 14 cents. Let's have a look where we are. So back to 12 again. But so that was another one. But you can see on my Twitter, guys, that these 3 altcoins, Plu, Palm, and CWeb have all made a minimum of a 2.8x, so 3x on CWeb. Palm's done a 10x. I know people who are literally just freaking sending me DMs saying you've changed my life and shit, so that makes me feel amazing. Obviously, it wasn't advice to get into it, but I just said I was. But that's all good in the altcoins. And in the live chat, guys, slam your alts in there. Let's get into this, okay? Guys, likes, come on. Hit me with some likes. Hit me with some dopamine. I went to bed at 6 a.m. last night, doing loads of other shit, and I've been out all day trying to sort my visa out. It's been hectic. You know about that, babe. The visa situation. Okay, so what I'm saying here, guys. So there is potential deviation play, guys. We know that this region has acted as resistance in this range for quite some time. So I'm not ruling out the deviation play to come back in. That could be an interesting short play. If we did get a break back down, we'd probably actually come to the lows again, back into the middle for a bit, maybe like that, and then actually have another go later. If that's the scenario going to play out, I would see this being quite a heavy move down, similar to here and similar to here, if we do get the deviation play. But guys, as of right now, looking at all the things we just looked at, okay, long to short ratio is looking okay, traditional markets is looking okay, Dixie potentially could be topping out. All these things look good. We could see the targets for the upside being quite juicy. And I would say this, I'm long, guys. You already know I'm long from 19,400 and whatever, 36. That's my long on, you can actually see that on freaking Twitter. And legend, so this is the targets we're looking at. So if we come up now, up to this area, we find 20k as support, okay? Ideally on lower time frames, what you want to be seeing here is maybe some sort of like that. That would actually be a bull flag scenario, continuation play. Okay, perfect, on to 20,000. What you could also see is a sharp move down, back up into it, higher low. Guess what, guys? You're looking at around a double bottom there, okay? You could even get a cup in hand or whatever. There's a few different... I actually had that chart, didn't I? The bullish pattern charts and the bearish pattern charts, but haven't got that up right now. But there's a few different scenarios we can see here. Obviously, the most bullish scenario for us would just be a deviation of the high. So you can see it's done it multiple times on the lower time frames. It's an uptrending market. Yes, we have something maybe drawing out like that, some sort of broadening wedge formation, which isn't a good sign. But the most bullish formation we want to see, if we're going to really get above 20 and hold it and see this support, and that be the confirmation that we are going to go higher, potentially even that bear market rally all the way to 28. We just want to see a bullish formation occur above 20, okay? Every single other time, guys, we've got these potential breakouts. You can see that these are deviation plays. When we get back to the previous one, it's going to take a while on the 5 minute. We're going back on 5 minute scale. Well, this one here, we didn't even get above it. You can see we made a lower high here. So let's keep going back, guys. Bit tedious, but here we go. So here we go. Here's the last deviation play we had. So actually is a pretty crocodile kind of range. You were on obviously the 5 minute, but you can see that we had this nice decent breakdown. We got above the highs. There's the first one. Back down, guys. Up, lower high. Had another attempt. Couldn't break the highs, guys. Double top. Guess what? Came into it. Held on. See on the flippers, okay? So that wouldn't be a good scenario, guys, obviously, at the 20k region. We want to see some sort of bullish formation to see if we can hold this, the $20,000 level. Everyone's like, no, 20k doesn't matter. It does matter. It's a big psychological level. It's the previous all-time high. Actually, it's about 19,900 and something, but, you know, 20k is, you know, it's good enough. I would say ideally, if you saw some sort of bull flag here, that'd be a nice scenario. And all we really want to see is get that touch. Obviously, you're a buyer. You know, now we're above 20. The trade is to buy 20. That is a logical SR trade there. The deviation play is still there. So if we did something like that, we get the break, we come up, we get the lower high, come back down like that. Very similar to what we did before. That would actually be a double top. Actually, that would be kind of a... because there's two ways of looking at a double top, right? There's a double top where it comes up and it equals the high, then comes back down and it breaks. Or you have a double top where it's a lower high, and a lower high double top is a more bearish sign, because actually then you could have a descending formation, okay? So you could see something like this. If we do see it come down, bounce off it, lower high, back down again, lower high, then you have a descending triangle formation, then actually it's more of a bearish formation. But these are just formations to look out for that broader picture. We know that formation trading is more difficult to make money in because it's not as reliable, it's subjective, all these different things come into play. So I would just say, as a trader, you're looking to buy 20k now. Like I said, obviously I'm already in from before because I played the trade before we got to resistance. I was playing the support below, and that was my hunch anyway, I told you. And just to zoom out a little bit, guys, the targets we're really looking for this rally, if we get it, we're not there yet, we can still get the deviation. We're looking to see if Bitcoin can move up towards the prior next resistance boxes. Obviously, we know here's going to be resistance. You know, we're on the first one now. And the next resistance levels are just very simply just the previous highs, okay? So that's what you want to see. I actually had a conversation with our VIP traders group last night about this, about what defines a bull market. I'll go into that in a second. A few of the guys will probably be actually who are in this group right now will know that and be watching that. This is sort of familiar to what happened in 2020. Well, yeah, it is for sure. I just want to say one thing about that, what you just said there. There's in any scenario, in any setup, in any market environment or dynamic, you can always go back far enough in history and find a very similar setup, okay? Because human beings haven't changed. We just do the same things. We literally run on fear and greed, predominantly fear and greed in the market. And then you have general patterns which play out because of that instinct, that instinctual human beings' emotions within us, okay? So you can, everyone's like, you can build a chart to fit your narrative. You could literally do it with any dynamic or scenario. You can just build a chart, find something from the past, and it can fit your bias and it can fit your narrative. You can do that. You see it on Twitter all the time. All the way down, everyone's had these bullish charts. Everyone's got bullish charts all the way down. It's because their narrative and their bias is bullish, and they just find something small and then they run with it and they make it look really good on a chart. Yeah, you can do it with anything, but it is quite similar. Every bottom is quite similar because there is a difference between fear and greed. I was having this conversation yesterday. It's actually much more difficult to be a short seller than a long buyer. They are different emotions, so it takes greed much longer to build up momentum. Think about the SPX, for instance. This is a good example. Just going off track here, but I'll get back into the video. If you look at the SPX on a weekly, this has gone up with higher lows and higher highs for 10 years, okay? And it's probably going to give back half of it or more. Maybe it might go into depression. It will probably give it all back in 6 months, okay? Very similar scenario here. Up for years, 5 years up, 7 months down. Up for years and years and years, 1 year down. So greed takes a lot longer to build up momentum than fear. And my point is saying that is that this, where we're at right now on Bitcoin, is similar to other rounding off bottoms or bottom formations, because bottoms do usually take longer than tops, okay? Because bottoms, if you go on like a longer historical chart, you can see here that the previous 2017, this is 2019 actually, but you can see here this time frame here to really bottom out for Bitcoin into this bear market rally. This is in essence a bear market rally, made a macro lower high, came back down, actually retested the lows again. This could be a scenario looking for Bitcoin right now, but I actually would see Bitcoin go to 28 and then potentially 14, even more dire, if so to speak. But you can see that the top was 2 weeks. The top was 2 weeks. The bottom was 2 months. Okay, so bottoms are slower. They take longer to build and create than tops. Okay, but back into my video. Good question though, mate. And thanks for your donation or your. I always call it donations, but I'm not ill or anything, so I'm okay. I got a good life. Don't worry. I'm not. You don't have to donate money to me. But 400 NGN, I think that's Nigerian dollars. I'm not sure. Nigerian money. So yeah, this is what we're looking at on to zoom out a second, guys, on the 4 hour. If you do get a hold of 20, I do see these logical errors getting hit. I think the ultimate target would be $28,000, and that would be the best case scenario. Let me just make my charts nice and clear so you can see this. So looking at this, what you can see right now, guys, I don't see Bitcoin getting above 28K. I really don't see it getting up there and then just carry on going through it. There might be a scenario where the market actually flips short. We come up to this and everyone's like, no, we're not getting above 28K. The whole market goes short and there's an incentive to go back down. That could be the bear trap. So that could actually be the reason it could go higher. But what I think, and I'm just going to try and make this as simple as possible. If we do get above 20 and we do get a bear market rally, I could see these logical errors along here getting tagged, and that would be a good place to take 25% profit, 25% profit, 25% profit, okay, all the way up. And then potentially leave 25% on, just in case this is the beginning of a massive expansion. Well, not expansion, we need to get above the highs for that. But I would say this. Looking at everything we're looking at, if we get above 20 and we do rally up to, say we do $28,000, I do think we're going to get a scenario where we get a bull trap, and actually we do come back down to 14K. And I think this actually does work in confluence with SPX. I don't see us getting above this trend line in one go. I think we do come back down for a low high on that as well. It's very unlikely it's just going to carry on doing a crazy upside move. At this velocity, you can see how sharp diagonal it is. It'd be more likely to come back down and actually get that higher low. That would correlate with Bitcoin having some downside. I think Dixie as well has some very, very key and a very, very strong support, actually, which will get played out. So you just whip out to a weekly on this and make it a bit simpler for you to see. If Dixie does now top out, which isn't confirmed, people are kind of jumping the gun on this a little bit. We haven't got a lower low. The parabola isn't broken yet, in my opinion. We do need to get a lower low first on where that line is. We can see actually where that previous low is. But the Dixie, the dollar strength, it does have some significant support right here. Okay, so if we did get this coming back down, that will correlate into the SPX rising because they're much more correlated, Dixie and the SPX. And actually, we'll probably see a little bit of relief in some currencies as well, like the Great British Pound and the Euro. But we'll see this come down. I think this would very, very likely act as a very significant support. I think then we get a bounce back up, and that would constitute a bear market. A bull trap. So coming down is bear market rally, back up is bull trap. Bull trap does eventually mean it probably goes in that direction. You just get stopped out before it happens, and then it breaks down further, probably back down to trend, and then that will actually constitute probably Bitcoin going into a much more longer bull market. I still think Bitcoin's got 6 months to a year post-halvening, through halvening, and then after the halvening, I think that's when the real bull market gets started. But we do know that Bitcoin has insane gains before the halvening, and all of its cycles. If I just whip up the cycles chart, you know, Bitcoin, historically speaking on these charts, let me just whip it all up for you, sir. Everything's looking nice and smooth. So we can see here that when we had the bottom of the 2014 bear market and 2014, 2015, absolutely phenomenal gains before the halvening. This purple line you can see on the screen are the halvening. So before we even broke the previous all-time high, Bitcoin still had, if you got wick to wick, which is very, very difficult, but you still had 400% before you got to the halvening. Previous bull market, bear market low actually after the bear market rally we had in 2019. We actually see here that we had a significant move up actually from the Corona lows. It had a very, very good opportunity to buy here. I actually did get a position at like 3,700 and I rode it up to about 8. And that was one of my best trades actually I've ever made. But that was 128% before the halvening. So what I'm trying to say here is that it's not likely going to be like that all the way to the halvening, okay, if this is the scenario which plays out. It's more likely that we come up, we come back down, we do this, and then actually we begin to move towards upside before the halvening, and then when we get that supply shot, we break the high, and then we really do continue the actual bull market. But the way I define a bull market is by 3 key variants. I say to myself, it has to at least have broken the previous high of the micro highs. The previous high has to be broken. It has to make a lower low and a lower high basically. That's the first criteria. Second criteria, it needs to be above, and this does change the moving averages, but for Bitcoin, I do use the 200-day moving averages, the 200-day moving average or some exponential moving average depending on the market. 200 days pretty much good enough. So if the 200-day moving average is actually trending up and it's above the 200-day moving average, that's another criteria I look for. And then, guys, I do think it's very important that you have an increasing volume. So order flow. It's very important on higher time frames to see this. There's never actually been an instant on Bitcoin where you've seen negative order flow. I'll make this more simple for you to understand. So you see this green histogram in the middle. You can see here that this green line is showing you an increase in buying volume on exchanges, and basically just volume, which is green, okay? So buy volume. You can see all the way through this bear market, it was increasing. As soon as the histogram changed color, whoops, where's everything gone? Where's my indicator? This is the MDX Algo 3, by the way, legendaires. Sorry, this is not the MDX Algo 3. This is the MDX Oscillator 5. Wow, now there's 2 on the screen. Here we literally. So let me make this a bit bigger for you because then you can see it. As soon as the histogram changed from here, and then we had a decrease in volume, you can see that was the beginning of the first big crash. Overall, we did have still buy volume, so it was still green. We had another rally, actually. That was the kind of suckers rally into the double top, the suckers up. And then you can see now that the bear market for me really started around when we broke 30,000. Okay, and that is in confluence to the level I had on the chart as well. And you can see now, Bitcoin still does have, it's not increasing red volume, so let me just double click on this. You can see that we had increasing order flow to the downside. Now the histogram has flipped, and you can see, guys, that now we are beginning to move towards the middle. And what I would want to see before in a bull market, in terms of those 3 criteria, is I want to see that there's an increasing amount of buying volume on a higher time frame, minimum weekly on crypto, minimum monthly on traditional markets. And those are the 3 things you want to look at. So obviously at the moment, we've got none of those. We're not above the previous high. We haven't made a higher low. We haven't made a higher high. We're not above the EMAs at all. The 200-day moving average is long gone, so we're almost there. And also, guys, we are not increasing in volume. So we're not in a bull market yet, but we could have a bear market rally, which would constitute, which looks very nice here actually, at $28,000, which actually does coincide with the 200-day moving average. That can act as a resistance as well. I think then we go to 14K. I think it's up 14K and then actually back up like this, something like that. That would be the scenario. The 200-day moving average works for that. Again, the order flow isn't there yet. We still don't have increasing buy volume, and we haven't got any pattern recognition, which looks good to me in terms of at least getting above. We need to get above at least 25 first, okay? So that's going through like the whole logical idea of what I look at and when I'm thinking about a bull or bear cycle or a more long-term bull or bear market. But whipping that down, guys, from that, where was I? So let's get off logarithmic because we are not looking at the higher time frame, sir. But guys, it's a good look for Bitcoin right now. You know, good daily candle there as well. You know, I would say that if we could hold above 20, we can move higher. We can get to these levels. These will be the logical take profit levels. Looking at the Dixie as well, like I just expressed on this video, that could be the bear market rally scenario. Don't see us getting above 28 anytime soon. Long to short ratio, I'm going to really be keeping an eye on this because what you do see, and this is a little tip which I would always think about in your analysis, is that the long to short ratio, it can be very exacerbated at the bottom, but actually as the market moves up, there are still people who have been underwater all this time. Not everyone gets licked. People on 1x and 2x sometimes get away with it. So what you see is actually a lot of people might just take off those shorts and be like, you know what, fuck this. And take off those longs, when it goes back up. They start taking off longs because they're losing less money. They're like, oh, I can't handle this anymore. You know, I'm depressed enough already. I'll cut my losses at where I am. I made a bit back, and we could see the shorts begin to pile up. And then what we really want to see, guys, is those shorts piling up. Obviously, guys, if we flip to the commitment to traders, I'll do that in a second. We know that long to short from those guys is not looking great. Okay, we know that the dealers. This is why I still believe that Bitcoin's got a 28K bull market rally, and then I think it's still going to go to 14K. And the reason is, guys, which you guys have seen a billion times on this channel, is the committed traders, the CME dealers. They just haven't budged. You know, I want to see these guys fucking budge because they aren't. They are very, very, very good. I think it's 5 out of 6, or maybe, you know, the statistics isn't perfect, but it's 5 out of 6, or it's good. You know, I've only seen them lose one trade on the long term. Okay, let me just make this exactly correct. I think it's about 5 out of 7 or 6 out of 7. Okay, but they haven't budged on their short exposure. I think asset managers have been flipping as well. A little bit, actually. They're actually taking down some shorts, which is a good sign. But we want to see these guys flip. And as soon as the long-term macro narrative for me is these guys are still massively short. You know, the dealers on the CME are not going to let Bitcoin go to 100K and have that exposure. Yes, they can take a loss. I'm just not going to bet against it. So I'd say that, you know, if we do get the bear market rally up here, I still think we're going to go to 14K at some time. And that would probably constitute something similar to what I said in my previous videos, where we had everyone thought the bottom was in for Bitcoin on this bottoming out formation. So this is actually a classic cryptocurrency Bitcoin scenario, and this kind of created the reverse head and shoulders meme. The reverse Wanger formation, you know, everyone thought they were geniuses because they spotted this reverse head and shoulders, and a lot of people got into positions, and I remember the narrative, I remember the long to short ratio, people, and the funding as well was insane. I remember everyone was like, I'm never selling these positions. I'm never selling my perpetual contracts on Bybit. I'm never selling my perpetual contracts on Phemex. And yes, we did have the COVID crash, which did obviously influence this move. But without COVID, if we never had it, I still do think we would have made a lower low here. I still do think it might not have been as, you know, mental, but COVID happened really on that candle there. Okay, so we still had this overarchingly downtrending market already before that. And obviously I can't look back. If I could, it'd be amazing. But, you know, if you could go back in time and do a scenario where there was no COVID, I would bet a lot of money that we would have at least tagged and gone lower than that just to wipe out all that liquidity and then arced around eventually and had the next bull market. So that's what I think we're going to do with Bitcoin again. I do think that scenario does create the max pain. And obviously, guys, we've got to just like roll this back a little bit. I'm talking quite quickly. If you just come into the stream, I've gone through every scenario, but you have to remember that, you know, we're not there yet. We've just broken out of 20. They've just got above 20 on a nice clean break. There's a few different things which are aiming towards that positive narrative for a bear market rally, but we do still need to be cautious and say, look, there is a very, very clear invalidation, which is there's been multiple deviations, and actually even the last time we didn't even get above it. So we need to be careful and think to ourselves, there is potentially a short to be played here. I am long, like I said, guys, I'm long from 19,400 and whatever. That position is going to stay on. I'm going to take 25% at next logical resistance. But if we do a deviation type of formation, you just got to say to yourself, there is potentially actually a chance to get another short in. And if we do fail 20 again, which, you know, in my previous video, I already said we're going to go to 20. This move's giving me more confidence because it's so fast and it's so vigorous and has a lot of velocity. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign to see the speed, get through it, get through resistance, and then come. The higher we go now, the better, because then we have a further amount of time to go down to find it as support 20. We're going to find it as support probably if we're going to get above it. We're going to get the spring off it. So, you know, the faster we go, the better. And I would say that over the general consensus here, if I'm losing my trail of thought, okay, look, there is still the deviation play. I will take the short. If we do get the deviation, if it does fail, it's going to be a quick move. It's going to be very similar to this. It's going to be very similar to that. It's going to be a loss of faith. It's going to be a quick move back down, which could be quite actually lucrative in a short play. And textbook, there, it's quite juicy, you know, because yes, it's you know, the more times you hit resistance, the more likely you are to break it. I get it. We're making higher lows coming into this, but let's be realistic. It's happened a few times. We're still in a range, still in a bear market. The deviation play could still be there. Don't rule it out. I already showed you the scenario to look for. Coming into it, lower, high, descending formation, whatever. There could be a short play here. I'm going to take profit if we do come down to a week on my long. I probably won't flip into a short. I'm not really looking to short play that much anymore in my trading in general. I just know that playing shorts is more difficult than playing longs because of the difference between the two emotions, greed and fear. You know, I'm much better in my specific strategy is going with greed. I like going with the trend in greed. I don't like going with the trend in fear, because if you're going to be a successful short trader, you're going to have to be very, very, very disciplined. And that discipline will come from the majority of the time. If you're a short play guy, you're going to need to be you're going to have the capacity to go underwater on short positions, because greed takes longer to build over years and years and years. It can take 10 years on the SPX to go up. If you know, you do get famous if you time the top, like the guy from The Big Short, but you have to go underwater a lot. There's actually a good example from a team called the Turtles from America. Hilarious name, by the way, the Turtles. Like, fucking, I could have picked a better name, like the Cougars or the frickin' the Leopards or the Lions. Maybe the Cougars wouldn't actually work out that well, but what I'm saying is, the Black Cougars. Let's go. Fucking hell. So I'm saying that with a general biased short trading strategy, you're gonna have to be more disciplined, because there's a team called the Turtles who actually, I think it was 1979 or something like this, they were trying to short the oil market, and they actually lost 15 to 20 trades, losing $1 million or $2 on each trade, trying to short all the way up to the top. And eventually they got the short, and it went down, you know, 80% in one hit, and they made it all back. They literally make it all back. But they had to be very, very disciplined, and they had to be very, very, very certain on that trade setup, because, you know, if you're going to be losing 15 trades in a row, just go to the casino and double up on red with $1 or $2. It gets really, really big, the amount of money you need to keep that strategy going. So it's the same idea with trading. If you keep betting against it, you know, they probably had an increase, you know, an exponential increase kind of strategy, which said they put a little bit more each time. It would have been difficult, but they did end up playing that trade, and they made one of the most successful trades ever in history. So there is that side. But for me, I'd much rather go with the greed. Greed takes longer to build up than fear. We always see like the film. That's why people like shorting. That's why it's sexy. Oh yeah, I'm a short. I'm gonna time the top. Here we go. Yes, I know. But that's kind of what you need to be looking out for. Guys, we've got like 500 people in here. We've only got 100 likes though, making me feel a little bit depressed, Legends. If we can get if you come into these videos, if you all hit the like button, costs nothing, gives me a dopamine hit. More people will come into this video, the community will grow, and then we'll just do more charts and stuff, and I'll answer questions in a minute. I'm going to do a giveaway in this video as well. I'm going to give away MDX Algo and $100 in crypto, so stick around for that as well. I'm going to do a giveaway probably in the next 20 minutes. But if you can like it, guys, comment also your altcoins in the chat so I can talk about those in a minute. And guys, also just to quickly get this out the way, so in terms of sponsors, come to mdxalgo.com. You can get the indicators. We also have a VIP traders group, professional traders group. You can actually talk to professional traders 24/7 in our groups. But guys, in terms of sponsors, look, I'm going to make this really simple. If you're in Asia or Europe, use Bybit to trade. It's one of the best exchanges in the space. But if you're in the UK or US, guys, use BitGet, because BitGet is regulated. You don't need a VPN. You don't need KYC. You can actually withdraw 20 Bitcoin at a time with no KYC. All these links are in the description box below. And Bybit and BitGet will both give you literally thousands of dollars for free to sign up to get you into the exchange. I'd recommend having a Bybit account and a BitGet account. BitGet's great for you UK and US customers. And also actually on our automation, this is completely free, by the way, guys, to use this with our partners, but you can actually use my team, MDX Algo, fully back-tested algorithmic trading bot. This will trade for you in the market. It's been back-tested. Literally, you can look at the results here. It's made you a 750% gain in 2 years. If you had just hodled, it's made you 750 more than just hodling. And guys, you can come here as well, click to start trading with the partners, go through the steps, and you can actually use Bybit and BitGet to copy trade. And if you actually go on these exchanges now and go on copy trading and type in MDX Algo, you will see our algorithm. You will see what is actually happening there. And you can copy test. You can actually copy trade it. And what we want to make sure as well. Let me make one point. This is actually an interesting thing I spoke about the other night. In terms of win loss, okay, profit and loss ratios, okay. There can be strategies, like I just said before, where you lose 15 trades and you win one trade, and that one trade gets you all of the losses you made from the previous 15. So a lot of people will look at things and say, well, you know, it's only doing 4 out of 5 trades, it's winning. It can't be a successful strategy. It's actually not true, guys, because you have to take into account what is the risk to reward ratio on each trade you're making. If you're only doing 5-to-1 trades, literally you can lose a lot more trades in a row if you're going to get 5 times your return on the one you win. So just want to remember that, because the algorithmic bot we use is it's a medium to long-term trading strategy. So it's going to lose quite a few trades, but when it gets one which wins, the risk to reward on that's going to be so great, it's going to completely mitigate all the losses. Okay, so I just want to mention that just to make sure you understand that concept. Just because a trader wins 7 out of 10 trades does not mean he's a profitable trader. You can have a trader who wins 2 trades out of 10, which makes far significantly more money than someone who does 7 out of 10, okay? So I just want to make that point, Legendaries. Now, back to Zeta Rudiente charts. I want to talk about some of the other stuff as well we had in this video, like those altcoins, but you know, I can talk about PalmSwap again. That's up, you know, doing crazy numbers. We also had CoinWeb, which is one of my favorite coins. CoinWeb is my favorite coin. That sounds nice. So this actually did quite well in this bear market as well. You can see on the 3-month that it's performed. It's been going up instead of down, basically, like most other altcoins. Also, another one is Plu. I think Plu is about to rocket ship. I'm not 100%. I haven't looked at the chart today, but let's have a look. I think Plu is about to do some mad shit again. This looks good to me. It's arcing off. I could see Plu maybe coming down for a high low and continuing. And guys, put your altcoins in the chat right now, because I actually do want to talk about altcoins in this video. 477 people and only 200 and something likes, guys. I'm getting a bit offended. Please, can we have 400 likes? I'm sweating my titties off in Cyprus right now as well. Here we got the order books here. It's good to just generally see the order books flowing again, you know? If you go on mdxalgo.com, you can actually see that we're seeing more orders coming into the books, like nice juicy orders. Obviously, I've got it onto low settings, but you can see here, you'll see like a couple millions coming in, 500Ks. That's a good sign. That chart looks beautiful right there. I like to see that, Legends. I like to see, you know, it's always nice when Bitcoin has a nice, it's only Tuesday, isn't it? It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's not even Monday. So it's nice to see that. You guys know my position. If you actually want to enter this competition here, I am actually going to be giving away all of the profit from my long to someone who comes and retweets this tweet. So go to my Twitter, retweet the tweet, put a like on it or whatever, and then I will be giving away all the profits from this trade. And I'll be really annoyed. Well, I won't be annoyed. I'll be happy for the person who wins, but I'll be really annoyed if we do go to 28, because that's going to be a very, very lucrative trade. If I don't get stopped out on that trade, fuck me. I'd be like, shit, man. Could have bought a nice car with that, you know? Shit. Anyway, that's how we do in this channel, and I am going to give you guys I'm going to do a giveaway in this video as well. I forgot to mention actually I won't mention this yet. I'm going to hold off on this. I've actually got a big announcement to make on this channel, but I'm not going to announce it today. I'm going to announce it on another video because it's not perfect yet. But there is some really cool stuff we're boiling in the back end here. We're boiling up some delicious fucking lobster. Let's be nice to actually, not lobster. Let's not kill the lobsters in boiling water. We're bubbling up some really, really delicious, we're bubbling up a really nice risotto. And it's vegetarian. For all you veggies out there, sir. Okay, let's have a look. Trading algo. When we have the trading algo, does a leverage? Yeah, you can choose your leverage within the settings, etc. Yeah, Near protocol. That's another one. That's a really good shout, actually. So Near. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you and say I'm an expert on Near. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I'm not an expert. I don't know that much about it, but I know a few things which I think are good. I personally know a team who want to stay anonymous, and I think this might be one of the reasons they went to Near. I'm not sure, but they said that they're moving to Near protocol. I like that team, and they said they're moving there because of one reason. Well, I think it's two reasons. They said that, why would they be on Ethereum? And I was like, well, what do you mean, the ERC20? Well, they were like, yes, the ERC20 is good, but the problem is with Ethereum is that it's taking so long for it to have the same features and benefits what Near already has. Near is basically, however far I know, Near is basically Ethereum, what Ethereum wants to be. It's what Ethereum wants to be in the future. I'm not saying Near is a better version of Ethereum, because I know Ethereum has one amazing standard, and the standard is ERC20, and ERC20 is never going away because you can have the most certainty in ERC20s. There's no other blockchain you can have more certainty in than building your company on than Ethereum. It's the longest standing blockchain. It's got the most distributed and decentralized network of miners. It's got the most developers. So Ethereum is always going to be there for the ERC20 standard. Almost like, there's never going to be a money better than Bitcoin in blockchain, because we know that Bitcoin is the most secure money because of its length of blockchain, because of the algorithm, because of the protocol, because of just all those things we always know. You can't beat that with that hash rate. You can't 21 or 51% attack it. You can't do that with ETH. I think ETH looking like maybe you can do it in the future. Actually, it looks a bit iffy, but I like Near protocol. I do think this has got a good value proposition from that Ethereum kind of crossover. I think the price is phenomenal. It's really come down. Like, it's actually had one of the deepest corrections we've seen in crypto. I think it might be around like 90%, 88%. So really, really far down. Market cap wise, I think it's looking pretty good. When you're looking at some of these other protocols, you're like, well, it's shit. Like, we're looking at right now 2 billion. What's ETH these days, man? What the fuck is ETH these days? I think ETH is actually up to, let me quickly whip up exchanges and coins. I think Ethereum is looking at, we've got 21 billion trading volume today. It's pretty mad. So 183 billion. So yeah, you're looking at 70x. If it gets to the same market cap as Ethereum, Near protocol, that's mental, isn't it? It's going to go crazy if it gets there. Ethereum still is low though. And we have to just be completely honest and say, even Bitcoin, where it is at like 300. Yeah, I had a conversation with someone yesterday. They were like, "Oh, is Bitcoin? Is it too late?" It's just literally not too late to get into Bitcoin. It's a $389 billion asset class. Like, Apple is $2 trillion, and store of value is always going to be something which is money. An asset which is money, like gold, is always going to have a much greater store of value, or it's going to have a much greater market cap because it's used as store of value. Think about it. Like, money, the main purpose of money is to store value. What you do is you do something for somebody else, you work for somebody else, they give you some money, and what you do with that money is you lock up that economic energy, that time and effort you worked, you lock up in money, that economic energy, and then you spend it at your discretion in another time in the future. Okay, all money should do is store your economic value you did for somebody else. You work for someone, they give you money, you're locking up that energy, and then you're expending that energy in the future when you want at your own discretion. That's what money is. It's store of value. If it hasn't got store of value, it's not money. That's why fucking dollars isn't money. Anyway, I'm not going down that road. We're not going to start ranting on this stream right now. We're not going to dive into the mad rants again, legends, okay? But that is the fundamental premise of what money is. It's store of value, really. It needs to be portable, durable, divisible, fungible as well. But store of value is fundamentally what it is there for. Bitcoin is the ultimate store of value because it cannot be inflated, exactly, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the premise of money is store of fucking value. So my point was, sorry, I forgot my point. The point is, legends, right? Everyone's like, are you too late to Bitcoin? No, of course you're not too late to Bitcoin. It's only $372 billion market cap. Gold is obviously 10 trillion, 11 trillion, but Bitcoin is money. So Bitcoin, if Bitcoin is money, the fundamental premise of money is so people can store their economic energy in it. So that means that less people are going to sell it. When you get given money, you don't instantly try and spend it. What you do is you try and save money. You save money for things. That's what increases the market cap. That's what that makes it store of value. So Bitcoin's so small because it's not even the same size as Apple, and Apple is not money. So people don't look at Apple as a store of value. It's actually probably a better store of value than fiat currency because we know fiat currency is shit. But Apple isn't even used as a store of value because people don't identify it as money. They identify it as a company, which it is. You could probably use it as money if it was, you could actually move it around if it was fungible and portable enough. But Apple isn't even money, and it has a higher market cap than something which is money. And we know that money is going to have a bigger market cap than anything else because the fundamental reason for it is to buy it and not sell it because it stores economic energy which you can spend in the future at your own discretion. Okay, I'm not going into that fucking thing again, okay? Can you tell your missus that, please? I love MDX for the Palm call. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, Palm's done really, really well. I actually do see... I'm actually sweating right now, Legends. Crack, it's hot in it. Babe, can we, slam the aircon on? It's already on anyway. How you doing over there, babe? They're all talking about you in the chat, saying that you should come here and say hello.
I think you should come with me to the bedroom.
You think I should come to you to the bedroom? Okay, right. Okay, sweet. I'm going to have to go, Legends. See you on the flippers. Go sort the misses out. But yeah, no, PalmSwap's done really well. Considering it's a bear market, it's gone up 12 times. And I do think PalmSwap is going to do better in the future because it's a $5 million market cap. Okay, so it's basically a piss in a fucking pond. It's such a small amount right now. DYDX, which has had a very, very big drawdown. I actually had a bad trade on DYDX. But let's have a look at DYDX. So this has come down. It's 100 million. DYDX 100 million, Legends. PalmSwap's doing what they're doing, but better. Because DYDX is a hybrid exchange. It's not a decentralized exchange. It's a lie. It's not a decentralized exchange. PalmSwap has a hybrid exchange at the moment, but it's going to be a fully blown 100% decentralized on-chain exchange where even if the front end of the exchange goes down, so say, I'll put a link as well somewhere as well, guys, because if you use my link, let me actually show you. If you come to Twitter, it might see, if you're watching this right now, if you post this link in the chat, I'll get everyone to get the discount code with it. So this link here, let me get it for you, Leggies. I'll put this in the live chat because this is actually worth getting because I'm going to be using this exchange a lot more in my videos. So on the live chat right now, you can see that if you just copy and paste that link, I don't know if it's going to work anyway. If you copy and paste that into your browser, and then I think it will work, I don't know. But if you copy and paste it, you will get 10% off trading fees in the platform, so PalmSwap. But the good thing is about PalmSwap is that even if the front end goes down, I think I've actually got it loaded up. If the front end of the exchange goes down, you still don't lose any of your funds because your funds are always held in your MetaMask wallet. In DYDX, that's not the case. If you deposit the money into DYDX and DYDX rugs and they go and they disappear, you've lost your money. It can't happen on PalmSwap. So I really like that. I really do like that. Mike, if you can get the actual link and post it, that'd be great, man. And then if you basically sign up to PalmSwap, which is basically by connecting your wallet with that link, you'll get 10% off trading fees. And I'm going to be using it. I'm not going to dive in all head over heels and get crazy into PalmSwap and be put all of trade everything on it because it won't be as good as Bybit. It won't be as good as BitGet in the beginning. I'm going to use it for hedging. And it works so beautiful as a hedging exchange. Think about how good that is. I don't even need to have third-party exposure to risk of having it on exchange. I don't have to rely on anyone. I don't have to rely on anyone else. I can rely on my own shit, hedge against my Bitcoin exposure in a wallet which is sovereignly owned by me. Fucking sounds good to me, leggies. With leverage. With leverage, bro. Come on, man. Okay, there's the link. I think that is the right one. I don't know. I think if I click it, let's see what happens. Yeah, PalmSwap, nice one. I think it works. I don't know if it actually works. But it needs to be specifically that link above, the bit.ly DEX10 to get the benefits. But I'll pin yours anyway, bro. There we go. We've got loads of questions coming. Hey, MDX, I used your ref link to sign up for Phemex a long time ago. I accidentally sent BEP20 to an ERC20 and trying to get them to recover it. But they are going to charge me $50 and take 10 days. Well, that's unfortunate, mate. It's unfortunate. If they can, I don't know how much money it is, but if they can recover it, that's good. I don't know what you want me to do about it, but I feel like in crypto, we all make mistakes. and we will learn from them. That's a horrible answer, I know, but I don't know what to say. It's annoying. At least you can try to get that down. It will go to the DEX. Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, click that link, guys, and go get a PalmSwap account. What are your thoughts on Litecoin? I like the way you spell Litecoin. You know, actually like a light on. I actually really don't like Litecoin because of a few reasons. Firstly, the chart probably looks shit in comparison to Bitcoin. And I've been tracking Litecoin for... Crack, I'm so sweaty, legends. So hot in here. I've been tracking Litecoin for many, many years. And in terms of like what it is an actual, like, fundamentally what it is a clone of Bitcoin with a slightly different block size, etc., etc. I think it was Charlie Lee who created it. But I just don't really see the use case for Litecoin. You know, if there was ever a problem with Bitcoin, I could see there being an influx of people using it. But we're early enough in this space to get the gold standard of crypto, and the gold standard of crypto is Bitcoin. You know, we're early enough in the space to get into that and make a good yield and actually be early enough to capitalize off it. So I don't know why I would bother, you know, investing in the silver of crypto when I can invest in the gold of crypto at a very early stage. So I just don't really see the use case for it. Maybe there will be a use case if something happens to Bitcoin, in terms of maybe there's some problems with the code, or maybe you have an inflation bug and people are like, shit, I need to get out of Bitcoin, I'll go to Litecoin instead. Maybe there's that scenario. But for me personally, I'm just not really a big fan of it, and I don't really see the use case. That's my ultimate. Come on, guys, we don't need best adult dating sites on here. Legends, please. PalmSwap to 1 billion. Well, at the moment, right? PalmSwap at the moment is at 5 million. So it goes to 1 billion. I don't even know what the percent gain on that is. That's ridiculous. It's like 1,000%. 1,000x. I don't know what that would be. What I'm just looking for, guys, really in my eyes, is will it go to $1, which will mean it'll be at 47 million. Sorry, it'll be if it goes to $1, what's the actual circulating supply? Max supply, we have 47 million. So it'll be 47 million market cap. Okay, so if it goes to $1, you're looking at $47 million market cap. And I think that's absolutely more than acceptable for the beginning stages of a project. And also that would mean it'd be that'd be a 100x coin. And that's what I did say at the beginning. I do think this could 100x. And, you know, the reason PalmSwap's probably going to do better than other coins is because they did something called a fair launch. And a fair launch is, I wouldn't say it's new because it's been done before, but I would say that it's always going to be better for the majority instead of just benefiting, if I can speak, benefiting the few. Because a lot of these times you get these launches, they give a load of coins to seed, they give a load of coins to early investors, and they give all the other people, like the fucking advertisers and the influencers and all this kind of stuff, they give them a load of tokens, and they say you can sell them at your discretion at the very beginning of a launch. Anyone who's been part of this before can't sell for years. Anyone who got tokens is the only supply at the fair launch, so that's the only tokens that are out and circulating supply. So what you're seeing is a dynamic here where anyone who got in at the fair launch isn't really looking to sell all of it in 1 minute because they've got into it for a reason. We're in a bear market investing in a fucking DEX, okay? You can buy it and flip it for a 10x now, yes, but a lot of people are going to be sitting there thinking to themselves, okay, why would I sell now when I can wait for the bull market and see what the potential really is? I can't really see it being any lower in a bull market than it is in a bear market. So I think the guys at the team were umming and ahhing about whether it's a good idea to launch in the bear market. I don't think it's on paper good, but I think fundamentally it's very, very good because it means that if you build through the bear market, you're profitable through the bear market, and you have a good product, you know, where you're going to be in the bull market. And the bull market's when everyone starts talking about crypto. If you're watching this video right now, if you're about 400 whatever people, right? If you're in this video, watching this video, this is a testament. This shows that you are taking this seriously. You know, people who don't take shit seriously just hear things on the wind and try and catch on with the trend. They're trying to follow the trend. They're trying to chase the trend. If you're in crypto when it's not trending on Twitter and not trending on social media and no one's talking about it, that's what you really want to be, because you want to get ahead of people. You want to build when they're asleep. So if you're in this watching this video now, it's a good sign that, you know, you're going to do well, because in any market, I'm not saying you don't have to do this in crypto. If you were early in, you know, weed stock, if you were early in biometrics, if you were early in bio fucking chemistry shit, you know, all those crazy stocks we saw and all those crazy new innovative things, even say right now, the people who are building robots, no one's talking about really robots. Okay, think about 5 years ago, no one's talking about fucking robots, right? If you're really scouring the market and trying to find like say public listed companies or going and doing venture and finding small companies around the world and trying to invest and trying to angel and give them help. If you're doing that right now and you get the right company, you are going to be fucking minted. You're going to be a billion, because there's going to be a robotics company which comes out and just desecrates the whole world. Whether it literally will desecrate the world with their robots. Like they're going to destroy the world, which will mean their stock will go up because the only people who can program the robots not to kill are the people who own the company. So, you want to own that stock because they have the on and off switch to life. But yeah, we want to be you want to be looking at these things anyway. But let's get back to some Bitcoin analysis. Look at some lower time frames. As of right now, looks pretty nice to me, this. Just continuously marching higher. I do think we're probably going to get a break at the high here, actually. Above the moving averages, higher lows, higher highs. If we do get a snap down like this, it wouldn't surprise me, actually, to see something like this play out. Maybe and then continuation. Like this, continuation again on this. But if you zoom out a little bit more, because obviously, guys, this is coming from where I am in my positions, okay? I'm already long on the market. You guys already know I took a long on this. I will be giving away all of the profit from this long away to someone who retweets this tweet. So come over to my Twitter, retweet this tweet. I will give all the profit away. I'm hoping it won't go to 28k and not get stopped out, because otherwise it's going to be a juicy position on giving away Legendays. Yeah, so we got to take a few things into account with the market. I'm already in my long position. If you're not in a long position now and you want to, I don't think you go long here. I think you wait till the retest of 20k. If you don't get it, you just miss the opportunity. Another opportunity will arise. In terms of this is short to medium term plays or short to short medium term plays. You wait for the retest of 20 to get the bounce. That is now a logical SR level. We've broken it. We've broken it as a clean break. You buy it as support. If you get stopped out, fine. If you come up, we get a lower high. We come back down again, lower high, descending formation. We break down, get into the short and play the deviation. That's the few scenarios we got here. But just to kind of like make this really simple for you, like I don't think like it's anything that mental right now. If you just zoom out to that 4-hour scale, you can see here that there is potentially a deviation which can play out here, guys, for sure. Like, I'm not ruling that out at all. But like I said in this video multiple times, there are a few things aiming towards that. Traditional markets are getting me slightly excited because there's been no remorse on this move. Nice move up. We've now broken the prior high. This is a good sign because it now means that we have now logical support beneath us. So if you just draw on a very simple trend line, let me do this for you now, my Legendays. Where's my ray lines? So if you just draw on a nice simple trend here, or horizontal, you can now see that this is broken, which is the first sign of a break of behavior. Now we actually have this potentially could act as support. And that's very similar to Bitcoin on 20k. Okay, very similar scenario here. We've just broken above it. Now we have it as support. And the more support below you, the better, right? It wouldn't surprise me to get a deviation on this, then come back down a little bit lower. Everyone gets really fakey outy, and then it blasts through it with a lower high. That could happen. I think that could happen with Bitcoin as well. That would catch a few people off guard. But this is a good sign for us to come up to next resistance. And this isn't going to happen over, Bitcoin could go to 28k if it wanted to in fucking 2 days. It really could. Bitcoin could go up to 28 in 2 days. But it's unlikely that we're going to see that on traditional markets. It's probably going to take maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 weeks to get here. If we do see a nice Chad candle like this, I still think it's going to take probably 2 weeks at the max. Sorry, at the minimum to get to this trend line, which I would say would be logical resistance. And if we do take 2 weeks, we could see Bitcoin having a nice long, like medium, term kind of bull uptrend to 28. And like I said before, guys, looking at Dixie, I'll just quickly reiterate it for people who just come into the stream. The scenario I see on Dixie, if we get it, of course, we still have that magnet, staring us in the face in terms of liquidity at 120. But, this is the scenario I'm talking about here. It's if we do get the breakdown and this actually does top out, back down to this support is the bull market rally for Bitcoin, crypto, and equity markets, and some of the similar currency markets out there as well. And then we get the support on our previous swing, our previous SR, and then the bounce off the Dixie would probably correlate. Probably correlate with Bitcoin doing 28k bull trap down to 14, back up, and then we kind of go towards the halvening, probably actually like uptrending towards the halvening. So that's what I'm looking at on Dixie. I think that's giving us some clues there. But I wouldn't get too ahead of yourself because Dixie hasn't actually done anything yet. There's only one thing I'm looking at on Dixie, which is a good sign, and that is that it's made a lower high. Okay, so it has confirmed a lower high. These highs here are lower than the previous high, which means that it's slowing down in momentum. You can see here that it's consistently making high highs all the time. So the momentum has slowed down a bit. Doesn't mean we can't find support on the low. If we do that, and then we're back up, and then, yep, hey presto, we're going back up. And then we're going to see Bitcoin going probably down to 14 already, like faster, or back into the range. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Back to the range. So what I want to see is the best scenario we want to see for Dixie, for Bitcoin bullars out there, the bulls who love it. What we really want to see is this break, a clean break, it come back up and then fail on it. And then that's a really, really good sign for Bitcoin, because then we failed this prior low. That for them is a really nice chance to get a short, actually, if you're trading Dixie. And then I think that would confirm this parabola broken, lower low, lower high. Then we're looking down to get to this support here, and that would be a good confirmation signal that Bitcoin will likely hold 20K. This would be resistance likely back down, or maybe we go like that again, and then we do this and we come up, carry on going higher, and I see the upside, the highest upside Bitcoin goes to. I do not think Bitcoin gets above 28. I think 28K caps the upside. I think it's like that, capped at 28, and then actually I do see potentially Bitcoin, when Dixie finds support, I do see Bitcoin having a bull trap. The beautiful bull traps. I love bull traps. Bull traps are the hardest in crypto because everyone's a fucking perma bull in crypto. Like, why would you be in an emerging asset class if you weren't really secretly bullish on it in the long term? Except Peter Schiff, who fucking just talks shit on it, but actually secretly is scared because he knows it's better than gold. But like, you know, that's the narrative we've got here. Everyone's really is a bull in crypto. So the bull traps are the worst, because you see so many hopes and dreams get smashed. And bear traps in crypto, whatever. Like, you know, fuck it. Like, it's the bear trap. There's the bull traps, which get people wrecked. Really, they really are. ETH is dead. I don't know about that. I think ETH is doing pretty good. Like, I think ETH are actually doing really nicely. You know, okay, let's scare everybody with some fractal charts. You know, this is kind of where I'm leaning towards for ETH. And this is the same as Bitcoin. You know, if Bitcoin goes to 28K, you know, I think 14 comes next, and then we arc around and do something like this, okay, over a longer time period. Like I said, I don't think we get above 28K. You know, Ethereum, you know, just to scare everybody on this, this is kind of the most probable scenario I see, because, you know, okay, we have one very defined cycle. Sorry about all these these orange dots on the screen. This is actually using the MDX oscillator and MDX indicator, basically inflection point and bullish and bearish divergence indications, which I do actually find very useful just to have on a flat chart. But let me just get rid of them a second. Just leave it on. You can see what the chart is. So you can see here, guys, this is the first bull cycle for Ethereum, and then we had this long bear market. Okay, we can see that the top was a matter of days, the bottom was a matter of years. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. There's a big difference between greed and fear. Fear and greed are two emotions that are not the same. It's like men and women, we're not the same. If anyone wants to fucking say it, they're wrong. We are different in so many different ways. Greed and fear and greed, whichever way you want to say it, they are different emotions. The top is 2 days, the bear market is a year. So, you know, everyone thinks that Ethereum is now going to suddenly jump into its next bull cycle. It's very unlikely. It's possible, but what we're doing, possibilities or probabilities. Of course, we need to think about probabilities, and I would say that the probability is that Ethereum likely goes lower and sideways for a long period of time, gets really fucking boring. A lot of the best companies you want to invest in will be built here. Most of the companies you invest in here will fail. Most of the companies you invest in here will succeed, okay? Look at what's happening in the bear market. Those are the ones which are going to win. And then what you're likely going to see is that it's going to take a lot longer for greed to build up for the next cycle, and then we'll get to the next whole entire, you know, bull and bear cycle will happen again. But I think that's the most bullish. I would say that's probably the most probable scenario for Ethereum. And like I've said before, I think that's the most probable scenario for Bitcoin as well. 28, 14, around bullshit, and then potentially into the halvening, we're going to be seeing upside prices, which will look like this, guys. Sir, please, can you work? I've said it a billion times, but just to kind of reiterate my point on this, let's go on the weekly so we get rid of a whole load of that crapperuniente. Yeah, so you can see, guys, that, like I said this earlier on the stream, but I'll just reiterate for anyone who's just come in. You know, we've got we actually have a long period before the halvening of upside. Long period before the halvening of upside. and it's likely we're going to get exactly the same thing, a long period before the halvening of upside. Okay, so it's probably going to take us to around the mid-range of the previous consolidation range, which you could say is probably about 40k. We probably slowly swing up to 40,000. Maybe have some, obviously we're going to have some volatility on the way. It's not going to be a nice clean flight. There's going to be turbulence, legends. There's going to be some ups and there's going to be some downs. It's going to be like when the flight fucking guy, the pilot goes, sorry legends, please fasten your seatbelts because we're about to get wrecked. Hold your fucking wine and hold your food. We're going to get some turbulence on the way. And when we break out, we're probably going to end up probably halfway, I say halfway between here and here. And that would be the ideal scenario. A few things which would, invalidate that would be some generally different, not saying it's different than, I'm not saying that the quote is it's different this time. I'm saying that if there's some market dynamics which have pressure on Bitcoin, one of those dynamics would be SPX having a much longer term drawdown. And also we want to see what's going to happen with the Dixie and inflation, etc. So what's going to happen with the global currencies. And we also need to keep an eye on other FX markets, the foreign exchange markets we have to keep an eye on, because this is really going to prop up the dollar. And also, just another point I wanted to make actually is Dixie coming down to prior support. I could see this allowing some relief in some of these other, basically not actually other, not all, because the Great British Pound and the Euro are doing great if you go to Australian dollars. The Great British Pound and the Euro are doing great if you go to Venezuela, right? The only reason they're not looking good on these charts is because we're denominating them in dollars, okay? So I just think that the Great British Pound and the Euro are going to do well against the dollar if we do get the Dixie coming down to find support. Okay, that's basically the narrative there. And that will probably influence Bitcoin in a way, because if we do see Dixie come down, we're probably going to see people buying Bitcoin again. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're actually looking for. Guys, put your altcoins in the chat. Hit the like button as well. We're going to keep streaming. I'm going to do a giveaway in a minute as well. I'm going to give away $100 on this video. I'm going to give away $100 and I'm going to give away MDX Algo. Obviously, guys, you can come to mdxalgo.com and actually get all of the indicators you see on the screen. We actually had look how nice this is, guys. Like if you need help trading right now, I can give you some help, okay? This indicator is built from my team, and you can see it said buy here. It said go long on the 15-minute there. If you had blindly taken that call, guys, you'd be up 6%. We had bullish divergence on the 50-minute. So let me just explain to you what this means. As the price was going slightly lower, you can see that the momentum made a slight higher low. Price action was going down. Momentum was going up. That's bullish divergence. That's easily visually seen with that green line. You can see we had a green dot here, which means continuation play, and bang. So this is a very nice indicator. It can actually really help you with trading, guys. You can get it for free for 7 days at mdxalgo.com. Come check it out. And guys, come to mdxalgo.com and get Bybit and BitGet. These two exchanges are the best exchanges in crypto. If you're in Europe, if you're in beautiful France, or you're in Italy, or even you could say, no, you can't say the UK. We're not in Europe anymore. If you're in Europe or you're in Asia, use Bybit. If you're in the UK or US, use BitGet. These two exchanges, the links are below, guys. They'll give you thousands of dollars when you sign up with the exchange. BitGet's really good as well because we have actually just partnered up with them for our copy trading, our MDX trading bot. So you can actually copy trade our trading bot within Bybit, within BitGet. And the good thing is actually that there's less fees with BitGet. So if you copy trade our automated trading system, so our trading bot, you can, if you do it within BitGet, you're actually going to pay less fees for that. So it's actually a better place to copy trade is BitGet right now. And you can come and get access to this for free, guys. You can use our trading bot for free. The thing which is going to be paid for is our MDX application. So when we actually release the MDX trading application, that will be $60 a month. But the copy trading is not. You can actually come to this website, mdxalgo.com, click on automation here. You can get access to this. It's very, very simple to do, guys. Just click how to set it up. And you can see how you set it up very, very clearly here. And also, if you go onto the dashboard and click trade, you can also click all these buttons here and get the bonuses. All the links are in the description, guys. So you'll see the links. You can get thousands of dollars. Just sign up to Bybit and BitGet. You will not regret it. They are the best exchanges in crypto at the moment, Legion days. Right, let's do some questions. Yeah, so let's have a look. MDX Algo. Yes, MDX Algo. The legends are in here. You can see here, this is actually someone in the community. You know, Stock Poker is a freaking OG. This guy's been in the community for years. I think it must be years now. And he is literally addicted. He uses the indicators every day. He's a professional trader. He's been trading for decades. And he uses them. He dies by them. He's an absolute legend. And actually in this group here, this is all, we actually have VIP experience and professional traders in here, which you can come ask questions, etc., do all that kind of stuff. You can actually go into like, general banter. You can go into the pre-sales as well. And this actually is all about PalmSwap at the moment, because that was one of the pre-sales I got the community into. So a lot of the guys in the community here, I actually told them about PalmSwap before I announced it publicly. And then that is actually where a lot of these guys did some gains. I don't know how well they did. They haven't told me certain numbers, but everyone's done 10x. If you guys can tell, okay, if you're watching this right now and you're in the VIP group, guys, tell us in the Bitcoin group how well you did on PalmSwap. Tell us in the chat group right now. Tell us how well you did on Palmy, because I heard that, well, actually, a few of our American friends did well. I think Stew Trading did really, really well. But tell me what your gains were, guys. How did you do? What did you put in and what did you get out? What's the difference between trading app for $60 and just copy trading? So if you copy trade our algorithm, there will be more fees integrated. So Bybit, I think, is actually about 5%. BitGet's like 1%, I think. So you do pay a few fees to the person who's creating creating the strategy, the bot, basically. So you have to pay a little bit for that. It is free, so they take their cut. But with the MDX Algo trading application, there's going to be a much better way you can choose specific leverage and also your lot size, so the amount of money you put in. Bybit limit you at the moment to about $1,000. I think BitGet's around the same. I'm not sure. Go check out the two exchanges. But in our own trading application, you'll be able to do more amount. You'll increase the amount of money you actually put into the algorithm, and you'll be able to have more control over the leverage as well. So it's going to be a better way, basically, of getting access to our trading bot. And also, you will be able to see on that application our algorithms as well. So when you get mdxalgo.com, you will get the buy and sell signals on TradingView, and these will obviously just help you trade the market. You can go on any time frame, guys. All of these time. This is the 45-minute set to long this candle here. The hourly, I think it's like the third candle up, maybe this one here or before it is this candle here. So if you had taken that long there, doing incredibly well right now. I think we might have had a flick on the daily. Let's have a look at the daily scale. We haven't got above resistance on the daily yet, so we're still beneath this level. When we get above that, it's going to be a good sign. And then weekly, we did have some bullish divergence, I think. So this is a really good sign, guys. So these big orange dots, I've made it orange on my specific chart. You get a green dot here as well. What these do is they show you how many counts of bullish or bearish divergences are on any candle. Okay, so the problem is about indicators in general is that if you're trying to find divergences on multiple indicators, if you're trying to find divergences on a price chart and you're trying to find multiple divergences on one price chart, what you're going to have is a load of shit all cluttering up your chart. Oh, and you have to go through every single one. RSI, TTM squeeze, stochastic RSI, and then you have to go through them all. What this does is it basically just takes all of those divergences indications and puts it into one easy to look at green fucking dot, basically, which says that, look, hey, the MACD is bullish divergence. You got relative strength. You got the commodity channel index. You've got momentum. Okay, so that's it's a very easy way of seeing on the chart. I'll give you another example here on the hourly. You'll see some good examples. Here on this candle here, you can see there's an orange dot. That's saying that there's 4 counts of bullish divergence, and actually we had an upside move from that. Okay, up here you can see when we came up here, 2 big orange dots with 6 counts of bearish divergence. 2 orange dots back down. They come up red here. I changed them to orange just for my how I look at my charts in terms of the color scheme. And you can see here, guys, that bullish divergence came up as well here. And it's very, very unlikely, guys. You can build a strategy. You can build a strategy around this, completely around this one premise. If you see an orange dot, it's very, very unlikely that you're not at least going to get one candle on whatever time frame you're on. If you go down to the 1 minute, it's going to be a bit more varied. But on the hourly, or I say hourly and up, or maybe 30-minute you can get away with. Very, very unlikely you're not going to see an orange dot and get at least the next candle down. At least the next candle down. And what that is saying to me, okay, is that it creates a very, very, potentially a very, very powerful strategy, because the number one rule in trading is not to make money. The number one rule in trading is not to lose money. If you never lose money, there's only one way you can go. Start making money, okay? So if you have a strategy where you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to wait for these inflection point indications with bullish or bearish divergence. I'm going to play a reversal trade. And then when the next candle goes in the right direction, put your stop loss into break even. If it comes up and wicks you out, fine, you didn't lose anything, okay? If you do get an indication and it does move down, then look, guys, this is the risk you had. Like, this is how I see it. You probably had 0.2%. It could have gone against you, 0.2%. Or on this specific one, you could have made, like, how far down does this fucking thing go? You know, you could have held this all the way down to here. If you really went for it, you could have made 12% on a risk of losing 0.2. And obviously, you just don't want to have it, so you're losing any more than 1 or 2% anyway. So I think it's a really, really powerful thing. That's why you see on my charts here that you've got on the charts, you can see all of these orange dots. I'm not going to be using every single orange dot, obviously, because I'm going to be waiting for Confluent and other things. But if you wait for it to load... Yes, sir. Guys, we've got like 430 people in here. If you could all mash that like button, I'd really appreciate it. The more likes, the better. If you like this kind of content, it does go a long way because more people will come and watch the videos, etc., that stuff. How dare you? Got wrecked on Palm, lol. Yeah, I think Wizard of Codes did pretty well. Palm a 10x, took my initial deposit and hodled the profit. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, there we go. Stock Poker's in the building. Let's do this, man. Welcome to the short club, yeah. He's a short guy. But yeah, so you can see all these orange indications here. This actually has, on this specific chart, I actually have a lot more divergences. So I actually show on this chart, even when you get just 3, usually I have it on minimum of 4. But you can see on this, guys, that every single time you get a dot, you at least get the next candle goes in the opposite direction. Here, 2 candles up. Even if you had just done a tiny scalp on this, and let's say you got it from the worst, the actual candle close, from here to here, you still could have pulled 0.8%. This is a very nice one, obviously. You have a very, very small, faint one here, which actually has 3. I do like to check that out. And then obviously we have the more traditional TP take profits, which is used a lot in the community. That's an exhaustion signature there. And then guys, look at this. Just before we had this move up, guess what we had? We had 5 counts of bullish divergence just before we got that move, guys, on the 1 hour scale on BTC USD perpetual swaps on Bybit. You can't beat that shit. You can't beat that shit. It's really powerful. And I know a lot of guys, like, I think Stock Poker mentioned this actually. He does use these quite a lot. And I use them a lot because I think they're not really used that much, to be honest. I don't think people have the ability to see 5 counts of divergence on 1 candle. I think that's quite an interesting tool. Does the indicator have money flow? Yeah, it has money flow in it as well. We also do have money flow on the volume as well down here. So you can see a visualized money flow of red and green. And what this does is shows you if there's more buying pressure coming in or more selling pressure coming in. Again, you can build a whole strategy on the back of that as well. But guys, ask me some questions. Bro, I sent you 6 BTC and you've ignored my messages. Dude, if you sent me 6 BTC, man, that's like 140k right now. Is it 20k? It's a bit higher. So no, what am I talking about? 120. Why would you send me 6, bro? And you didn't, Joey, if you sent me 6, man, just send me the address you gave it to me. Because, like, I'll check it out and I'll probably just send it to you back, mate. You don't have to send me 6 Bitcoin. I've made my Bitcoin, mate. I am sweating my titties off right now. Do I look sweaty in the camera, legends? They're all going to say yes. This dude's a joker, man. Joey C. I know. What's going on, bro? Did you send me 6 BTC? Where's the BTC at? What's crack-a-lacking? I want to see the moolah, man. I want to see the wonga. Yeah, obviously it's a scam. Obviously it's a scam. MDX Crypto, does the indicator? Yeah, so I read that one. I put all my money to... I put all my money... I'll put all my mining money into that token. What? I put all my mining money into it. That took me 6 months to save up. And staking is brilliant. I hope it continues. Seems like an amazing project. You love it. Thanks, Max. I'm not sure what you're talking about. It might be Palm Swap you're talking about. All I would say is this, you know. With Palm Swap, if you put in a certain amount of money, okay, you put in $1,000, you put in $10,000, and you made $100,000, okay, so you put 10K in, it went up 10 times, which it has, you made 100K, take 10 out, you know, and then at least you can go to sleep and say to yourself, I cannot lose anything. I can't lose anything. And it's very unlikely it's going to go back to 2 cents. You know, it can, you know, we can go into some crazy shit, but, you know, you got to think, if you're going to get, okay, this is one of the main things I never do anymore. I never think, what if I did? I never think, what if? Because you can kill yourself. You can kill yourself by going into regret and overthinking, oh, I wish I put 20K in instead of 2K. Oh, I wish I put $100 in instead of $1. Oh, I wish I put $1 million in instead of $10. Like, you can do it with anything in life. There's always a bigger number. So, you know, if you're ever thinking about this, just take your initial investment out and then just say to yourself, if it goes back down, who gives a shit? I didn't lose anything. I have the same amount of ammunition I had in the first place to do another one. And just never feel that emotion, because that's one of the worst emotions. Because that emotion will eventually wreck you, because you'll go on tilt and stuff. You say, oh, why didn't I put that? Why, you know, I'm long for 19,000. So this position here, I could say, why didn't I put 1 million contracts on? Why didn't I put 10 million contracts on? Why didn't I 100x my whole account? You can just keep going. You can just keep going with this bullshit. So even if I could have put more on this trade, which is a lucrative trade, I'm not going to think to myself, okay, fuck it, I should have put more on, because I know I'm in profit. My stop loss is going to go on. Who gives a fuck? Like, it's hard to do at the beginning, I understand, but it's the way you have to think. Otherwise, it'll eat away at you. Sweating like, you legend, mate. Unfortunately, you got scammed. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Are we saying that? Whoa, bro. Joey, man, did you actually do that? Oh, no, please. Joey, man, no, dude. No. I really, really hope right now that you didn't do that, because obviously, mate, no, okay, fuck, dude, please. Joey, you didn't send 6 Bitcoin to a scammer, did you? Oh, mate, that's brutal, bro. I was making a joke about it at the beginning. I thought you were joking. I thought you said, I sent you the 6 BTC. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. Hilarious one, bro. You sent me 120K. Obviously, I was like, don't send me 120K. I'll send it back. But I really hope that's not the case, mate, because that's a lot of fucking moolah. And I'm pissed off. I'm actually... Oh, no. Oh, God. Is it true? Yo, yeah, Pete No Stops in the building. What's crack-a-lacking, homie? I sent you 120K as well. Oh yeah, I remember that transaction, bro. I'm gonna triple it. Let's not even make jokes, yo, bro. Let's not even make jokes. This guy's actually just got wrecked. All right, Joey, mate. Just to say, bro, fucking never send your money to people, man. It's all scams. I have it on my Instagram. I have it on my Twitter. I actually did a post on my Twitter like 2 days ago saying this shit. Like, these fuckers are not me. It looks real, but look at the name. It's got an X on the end. I'm not MDX CryptoX. You know, this is a scam. I've had one of my dad's friends lost 5K. I've known someone who lost 20K. To be honest, mate, that is the worst scam I've ever heard of, though, if you give him 6 Bitcoin. I hope you're joking. Is it 100% confirmed this guy got wrecked? RIP, brother, man. Fuck that shit. Oof. We dumping. Let's have a look. I'm not gonna... we all have to just... Okay, look, on this video right now, let's all just give a moment of silence to fucking Joey, because that's hard, man. It's hardcore shit. Like, I'm trying to... Oh, I don't even want to think about that, to be honest. Is this your Addy? Oh, okay, I'll show that to the community, but... because I don't know whose Addy that is. That is not my Bitcoin address. I don't give away any Bitcoin addresses. I don't give anyone any Bitcoin addresses. I never ask anyone for any crypto. Yeah, dude, that's wrecked, man. Joey, dude. Let's all have a moment of silence for this guy. Oh, no. Yeah, if you want to elaborate, obviously you probably don't want to talk about it, mate. But I'll just say one thing as well. And it's hard to say this because obviously it's easier said than done. But just stay calm. And like I was saying before, I'm not even going to bother, mate. It's fucking it's horrific. But I can't really make it sound any better. That's crazy. Yeah, look at the address on Block Explorer and check it out. Yeah, it's hectic, man. Yeah, all I can say is just stay calm about it and just be like, fuck. Hopefully it's not everything. But dude, like, oh mate, it's just hard. Like this, you should like think about this just as an example. If someone came up to you on the street and said, "Give me $120,000 and I'll give you $240,000 back," you would just be like, "No, bruv. Like, what are you talking about?" Like, it's just no, dude. And we should all just not Lost 23k almost. Oof, then let's not go there. Anyway, I'll move it on. Guys, in terms of, like I said before, you know, it's likely we're going to get a retest of 20k. And the good thing is about what we're doing right now is that, you know, we have got the break of 20. The logical trade is to buy 20k for the bounce trade back up. You know, at the end of the day, if we do get the bounce of 20k, the bear market rally scenario is in. Like you guys know, I'm long from 19,438, whatever. And we do have to be wary, though. There's multiple counts of deviations from 20. So the inflection, the reversal zone is 20. So it would not surprise me, guys, if we do come back down. We get the deviation play. There could be a very juicy short actually there, because I think this probably comes down to the range lows very, very quickly, like most other times we've seen. All we can really look at now is say to ourselves, okay, look, lots of other things are in confluence with an upside move. You know, Dixie, like I said before, is looking like it potentially could turn around. If we lose the lows here, we're waiting for the lows to break. Traditional markets like SPX, we had the open, we're above the prior high, looking good. Now we got that. It's very similar to 20k. SPX has just popped out of its prior micro high. That could now be support. Then we're looking for trend, and then that's going to be the bear market rally for Bitcoin. Then we look at long to short ratio. It's not perfect, but there's enough fuel to go up. For $15.5 billion open interest right now, guys. Massive, massive rocket fuel to go. So there's a lot of good things aiming in one direction. So I'm just saying that looking at all those variants, we've now hit this resistance. You know, the more times you hit the resistance, the more likely you are to break it, legend. So if we do see us get above it and hold, this could be the beginning of the bear market rally. And then when Dixie eventually finds support here on this yellow line, I think that's when we do get the bull trap. And the bull traps are the scenarios where I really do like getting involved with putting some money down, because bull traps are the most volatile. They are the most horrific. They are the most painful for most people. And that means if you get on the right side of it, you're going to make the most money. Okay, so it is a short play. There's not many times I take short positions like I explained in this video. I don't look at short plays. I don't see it as a very, very good long-term strategy to only look for shorts. It is more difficult to short markets than long markets due to fear and greed. Fear is a lot more sharp. Greed takes decades to build up. So I'd say that if I was going to take a short, it would be here, because it's going to be a very quick snap and there could be some juicy moolah to be made. Who's buying Jolie coin? Oh, yeah. No, yo, Pete, make it all back. There's actually the funniest thing, bro. I was in the Discord yesterday, and this legend called Kieran, he does like these altcoin live sessions now, and he's got a whole risk management strategy, and it's called the make it all back strategy. He's literally written out like all of the risk to reward ratio and the difference between risk to reward and win rate, and it's just like, bro, I've said to him he's coming on the team. He's coming on the team from that. There's no way. Yeah, this guy's doing bits. Yeah, so I think, Pete, just so you're listening, mate, we have to do the make it all back. Like, it's getting to the point now where it's getting distant. It can't get distant. I've got the track fucking produced. I produced the beat. We're ready to go. We need 2 cameras. We need 2 iPhones and maybe the GoPro. And we need to just do some shit, whip up some stuff, bang the beat behind it, mime it over, and we're ready to go. We need to do something. Even if it's not good, we need to do something. Yeah. Pete's in the building. Guys, yo, we got 420 people. 420. What's going on? Let's have a 420. Let's have a puff. Guys, if you're going to hit that like button, that'd be great. Can't believe someone gave 6 BTC to someone. Fuck that. Oh, is he joking? Who's buying Jolie coin? I hope he's joking. There's no real way of verifying it. I'm benching 420 on the keys. Oh, bro. Yeah, I'm benching out here, man. I'm benching up. Oh, I'm fasting as well every day. I'm actually doing these like crazy. I'm going into apathy. No, autophagy. I'm doing the autophagy. I'm actually going to be doing Pete. I'm going to be doing. So, mate, Pete, you're eating as much as you can, and I'm now eating as little as I can. I'm going to do a 2-day fast this weekend. I'm not going to eat for 2 days. I'm going to do 48 hours. There are so many great benefits. Firstly, growth hormone goes through the roof. You start burning ketones instead of fucking carbs and sugar. Also, you what's that word? Autophagy. You go into autophagy, which means that when you stop eating for longer than 16 hours, your body goes into survival mode. And this is actually fucking amazing. This is obviously off-topic, Legends. This is actually amazing how clever your body is. After 16 hours of not eating, your body goes into a new mode, and it's like, let's do survival. And what your body does, instead of burning your muscle and burning all the good things it needs, it hasn't got any food, so it needs to burn something, it goes through your whole body and literally gets rid of all of the fucked up stuff. Cancer, bad molecules, damaged cells. It goes through all this shit and cleans up all the things. It basically turns waste into fuel. And then that whole process happens after 16 hours. And the longer you do it, the better. You then start burning ketones, which makes your brain faster. And then when you get to about 48 hours, then your body, they say, this is obviously, what the guys on the internet are saying, but they say that most of all of the bad cells would be depleted by them. And then your body will move on to burning muscle. So I don't want to lose muscle. I want to keep the gains. So I'm going to do 48 hours, let my body do, get into autophagy for as long as period, and then eat after 48 hours. And also they did a study, and this is like evidence of this, right? So it's called Ramadan. So, okay, Ramadan's done by quite a lot of different cultures, right? But they did it specifically on Arabic culture, and they do Ramadan, and they fast, right? And in this specific culture, I can't remember the name. It was someone in Israel, in the kind of like near, that Saudi Arabia area. And they did a study, and they found that in this specific country, they eat a lot more sugar in their diet than most other countries. But a lot of the information and a lot of the statistics is coming out and saying that in this specific area, cancer is a lot lower. And they're like, well, how is this working? Because we know sugar is the fuel to cancer, okay? And then they are over about a 10-year study. The only thing they could identify, which was the reason for a lower cancer rate in this country compared to another country, was because of fasting. They were like, that's the only thing we can come to, is that because people fast, and some people do it more extensively than others, but because people are fasting, they think that their bodies are going into autophagy more often, and then what they're doing is they're burning and killing the cancer cells. So I think autophagy is probably a cure to cancer. And even if I say that, it's probably going to cause some alarm bells on YouTube and shit, because FDA are not approved. But it just makes sense to me. I think that makes sense. Like, your body goes into survival. That is smart as fuck. It makes sense. Instead of your body, imagine if your body after 16 hours was like, nah, let's just eat all the muscle first. So you eat all the muscle, so then you can't even open the door, and then you just die because a fucking animal kills you. Your body's being smart. I really like I really like the science behind it, guys. I really love the science. I actually have a whole spreadsheet I show of the shit I'm trying to eat. ETH is the floor. Yeah, Simon. Dr. Berg did a great video on this, actually. He did a video on because I was learning about ginger tea, because you can drink ginger tea on a fast. I typed it in. I was like, "Yo, how is it gonna break the fast, the ginger tea?" And then he came up with the video. It was like, "No, bit of lemon, bit of ginger, whip it up, drink that shit. It's gonna increase autophagy." That's why I feel quite good right now. Let's have a look at this then. Good chart there. So what chart is this? Mikey? Is this Bitcoin? Is this Bitcoin? Looks like the Bitcoin chart. I think it is, sir. On the hourly. Yeah, that's Bitcoin. So this is actually a really good chart, because what it's doing is it's actually articulating or visually showing you the TP signatures, which are exhaustion signatures. And that's what I actually have on my chart as well. You can see these two orange dots. And, you can have them on the indicators as well, obviously. On this specific example, I don't have them set up, because I've got them on my main chart. But you can see that these exhaustion signatures are perfect for reversal plays. This bullish divergence indication here, literally we got a massive move off it. This is baked into the MDX Algo 3 as well. Let me just turn them on. If I can find which time frame on here. Hourly. Where are we, sir? Oh, they're actually over here. So you can actually see, guys, that on this chart specifically, we've got this bullish divergence indication of 5 bullish divergences, but after that we had a massive move up with the 2 TP signatures, and you can see TP here and TP here if you zoom out. Obviously, if you're on a different chart, you're going to get a different charts have different price action, different order books, so divergences won't always play out on either or. What's that? Okay, yeah. Don't vape, bro. Yeah, no, well, vaping is better than smoking. I know vaping is not good for you either, but vaping is better than smoking. Yeah, we're getting a dump now. Let's get in there. Let's have a look. So we're getting what I said before, guys. If we're going to get the move down to 20K now, this is actually really good, fast price action we can look at. So, okay, I showed you the previous deviation, how it looked. It was this, broke through it, back up, lower high, back down sideways, lower high, and then break, okay? So this was what it looked like, that specific one. That's a descending formation, okay? Descending triangle break. That's what we're looking for here. There is still the opportunity, guys, or the possibility. And we're trying to play probabilities, obviously. So the possibility is we could get a deviation play for downside risk. But I would say that the most probable outcome is we get a bounce of 20 at least, a small bounce of 20. Because we know it's a significant KSR from before. So if we get that, there's a trade to be played here on the short term for a bounce off it. Then if we get the lower high, you're like, okay, take a bit of profit off, back down. Are we then going to go through it, get a spike up, and then hold and continue? That's obviously a scenario we can play out. Or are we just going to get the classic descending formation and break, okay? And the short from here could be pretty nice, okay? So if you are long, you know, I can't put any positions on now because I'm not going to like go on exchange and show balances, etc. Obviously for obvious reasons. But this long here, you know, if I'm long and then I short the market from here, in essence, what I'm doing is just basically taking profit. Okay, so if say I'm 100,000 contracts long, and then I put a 50K short on, I've basically taken 50% profit because at the end of the day, you have exposure, but the exposure is still more long. But now I'm short, I've basically taken profit. So if I close both the positions at the same time, my P&L will just be half. Okay, so that could be an interesting trade there to wait for the lower high. Not as of now, this is the first break. You never play a trade on the first break. That's just trying to time the top. We don't try and time tops. We try and wait for the probability to be up more in our favor. And then what you gotta wait for is, guys, is that lower high scenario gonna play out, and then there could potentially be a short there. And if we do get the breakdown, then you actually head short from your long. You've taken profit essentially, and then what actually could happen is you could then take profit on your long, and then Bitcoin could have a very, very, very quick move down. We know fear is pretty powerful, so it could have a very quick move down and even go to range lows. So you could actually be hedged either or, which would be quite nice. But we're going to keep an eye on this right now, guys. This is an important area of the market. This is what we're here to do. That's why I'm streaming. That's why I'm back doing the streams. But guys, if we could get to like 400 and something likes, that'd be better. I can see a 3 on the screen. If we get to 400 and something likes, that'd be great. If you appreciate this content, I'd love it. CME dealers can. So it's a good question. The CME dealers can't be squeezed. Their shorts, okay, they can be squeezed in a sense, in terms of they're going to be losing money. But they don't have active positions on other exchanges, okay? So they're actually, what they're doing is the dealers, they're using exposure tools within their exchange to just bet against traders who are using it. So they bet against asset managers. But they're not actually buying order books. So they're not short selling Bitcoin in essence. They're going against asset managers. They make money on that because they're literally, their job is to fill either side of the books in the exchange, almost like how a market maker would work. And then but they haven't got like an actual exposed short position which is on Bitcoin on another exchange within the CME. So they can get squeezed to lose money, but it's not going to create a flush on the books or anything like that. If they lose money, it's not going to change the price of Bitcoin. That's it. They're just going to lose money. The asset managers still long. They have been taking some off, which is a good sign. You know, the ideal situation right now for the medium to long term outlook of Bitcoin would be asset managers decreasing longs all the way down. So they're getting less and less and less and less and less long, potentially increasing shorts. They have been increasing shorts over the last few months. And then the ideal situation would be dealers, they're taking down shorts and increasing longs. And if the dealers are long and the asset managers are short, the medium to long term, the bottom is probably in. Okay, we're not there yet. The bottom is not in, guys. We probably still have 6 months to a year before the bottom is in. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't respect the lows it's already made. I would say it's unlikely. This low here could be the macro long term low. I doubt it. I think if we get a bull market rally, we go to 28, then we go to 14. I've said it a million times. I think it will be a similar scenario to the bear market rally had in 2000 and whippity wappity woo. Let me quickly whip this up for you. Oh no, I don't want to move off my lovely chart though. Guys. The whippity wappity whoppity woo. So you can see in 2019, the 2019 bear market rally, we made the lows. We had the long-term bottoming out formation. We had the bull market rally. We came down and almost made a lower low, which was helped or aided by COVID. I think it's a very, very similar scenario. And like I said before, guys, even if we didn't get COVID, I still think we would have broken these lows here. I actually would say this is probably a more probable. No, it's debatable whether we're here or here, but I would say that it's probably here. And this move here, like I said, everyone thought they were a winner. They thought, I'm never going to sell my Bybit positions, my BitMEX positions. I'm done. I'm holding this long forever. Guess what? Everybody got licked. And I think even if we didn't have COVID-19, we still would have made a lower low. And we probably would have come, probably not as far, but I think we probably would have come to 5,000 or 6,000 again. We likely would have stopped at 6, that logical SR level here. We probably would have stopped at 6 and then bounced off 6, but COVID just created that, the BitMEX scandal. And then everyone realized that BitMEX is a scam, basically, because when the order books got so fucked up with liquidations, they actually had to basically do a circuit stop. They stopped the exchange. And because there was so much liquidity all based on one exchange at that point, which was BitMEX, BitMEX was doing the lion's share of all liquidity and volume, it almost broke Bitcoin. I remember the day it happened. It almost broke the whole of Bitcoin. Bitcoin literally could have gone to zero. Because if BitMEX went to zero, the price of it would have just fucked up all the APIs on all the other exchanges. And it probably would have... There could have been a scenario where it actually showed like Bitcoin like $3 or something. It was insane. So yeah, that's all that. And I was saying that we would, without COVID, we'd probably make a new low. And I think it's the same scenario for Bitcoin this time. I think we get the bear market rally if we get above 20 and hold, which you are trying to do right now. And I think then we go to 14K. And then I think we come out of it and then we do what I was saying before, which would be the longer term scenario of the itty bitty bad boy, where we do very similar to all the previous bull markets, where we then start. You can see, guys, I've showed you a billion times, but we'll do it again. Bitcoin actually usually has very, very significant upside gains even before the halvening. So when we get the lows, Bitcoin before the halvening, we actually got at least 300% gains. From the lows, Bitcoin actually rallied all the way up 100, nearly 200% to the halvening. So I think what happened with Bitcoin this time is that, we'll bumble around here for a little bit. Maybe it's 14 first and then 28, but I would say more probable right now, 28, 14, wick out of it, and then we actually begin to rally up towards $40,000, 40K post-halvening. After the halvening, then I think we're going to go and break the highs, okay? So I think that's probably what we do. I mean, it could be 14, then 28. We could just get a crazy... something happens, anything can happen at any time in any market. Something happens, we go to 14 now, and then we see that maybe SPX if SPX does this, like see on the flippers, and then we go down to Fibonacci levels down to here, that would probably likely see Bitcoin go to 14, and then this will probably be like whoa, and then it'll be wahey, and then and then it will probably take 5 years to get back to the highs. It took after the 2008 crisis. Let's go on the monthly to make it easier for the actual calculation here. So when we had this 2000s, the 2000s recession, or you could say the 2000 crash, it took the market 64 months to break its all-time high. And it actually didn't even break the all-time high. It literally did it for a day and then back down, 2008 recession. And then it took, from the 2008 recession, let's actually go from the very lows, it took 53 months. So it's a long time, legends. It's 4 years, and we would probably see a similar outlook here. If the traditional markets did that, say we went to here, it would probably take 40 months to get back to the highs. And then if that happens, Bitcoin is going to be in a new market environment, which has never been seen before. Bitcoin has always been a thing when the traditional SPX and traditional stock markets has been in a bull market. Bitcoin has never, ever been in the world, never been trading when there's been a bear market in traditional markets. So we don't know. No one actually knows what's going to happen. I would just say that we could see a big decoupling in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin could go on its own journey towards the halvening, and then everyone's like, fuck stock, let's get into Bitcoin. Let's go on this one. It could even exacerbate the upside. Or we could see Bitcoin lingering for a lot longer at the lows. I don't see any reason why Bitcoin in the long run won't always go up. I can't really see any reason why Bitcoin won't be better than it's a better form of money. Let's go on the 5-minute legends. It's a better form of money than fiat, so I can see it really doing well. And also Bitcoin is fundamentally money, which means it's a store of value, and that means that the premise or the main use case of money is to store your value. like I said before, if you work for somebody and you do something for somebody else, they give you money. And then what you're doing is you're encapsulating and you're storing that energy you spent for them to do something for them. You're encapsulating that economic energy. And then what you're doing is you're storing it in money to then spend it at your own discretion in the future when you want. You're just basically storing what you did, work for somebody else, or you created a product where you sold it. You're storing that economic energy you created and expending it in the future at your own discretion. So that's what money is, and that's why Bitcoin's going to have a high market cap, because you save money. Think about it. When you have money, you don't just spend it instantly. You save money. When someone gives you money, the first thing you do is you save it. So that means you're not creating sell pressure. You're saving the money. So what you're doing is you're having a system where people are hoarding money, which is Bitcoin. They're not selling it. There's no sell pressure, meaning the market cap rises, the price goes up because people are using it as store of value. That is the fundamental one-on-one reason that gold has a high market cap, is because you use it to store your money. You don't buy it to sell it. You buy it to hold it. And that means that you're taking supply off the books, which means that you're not selling. It's a supply and demand play, obviously, legends. And eventually when you save up enough, you then go and buy a house, which gets wrecked. And the housing market is going to get desecrated soon, legends. Hopefully that made sense. Did that make sense to you, what I just said? That whole analogy of what it is in my mind, did that make sense? So we're coming down to 20k now, leggies. Like I said, there is potentially a good little bounce trade off 20k. Come down to 20, bounce trade. Are we going to get the lower high, then come back down, get the descending formation? If we get the descending formation, we get the break and we get the deviation, and then we can play the trade here, the short trade. And then in terms of the legendaries, I think what we could see, the bullish scenario would be getting the bounce off 20k, coming up to the highs, and then actually coming down, getting a higher low, and carving out an ascending formation and getting the break, and then continuing. And that is going to be very, very good for Bitcoin, guys, because right now, in this moment of time, we are sitting on the internet looking, well, you're looking at me, I'm looking at the screen, which has been recorded on the World Wide Web. As of right now, legends, we are beginning to witness whether Bitcoin is going to hold $20,000 as support. If it holds 20k as support, that means we have a support, an SR, key SR flip, the support turn, well, actually in this case, the resistance turns support. And we have a good premise here for a nice little trade, because you can actually buy here. I'm already in my long. If we hold here, I'm just going to make more money on that long. Guys, also, I'm going to do a giveaway on this video, but come to this tweet. If you retweet this tweet, I am literally going to give the profits from this trade away to one of you guys, okay? So all the profits, let's see how far we go. If this trade goes all the way to 28k and I don't get stopped out, I'm going to be secretly really annoyed, because that's going to be a really profitable trade. The person who gets it's going to be fucking what the shit. But, at the end of the day, I'm going to be giving all the profit away on that trade. And, yeah, let's not go to 28. Even though the person's going to be very happy, but I'll be like, shit, man. Should have chosen another trade, This is history. This is literally history. That's the beauty. And thanks, Pete, for saying that. This is the beauty of trading, because every candle and every single exchange has their own idea of where the candle is, because they all have their own order books. But think about it. If you use an aggregated TradingView chart, which you can do, you can just take loads of different charts and aggregate them to the average. You're literally, every candle is just painting, and it's written in stone. You can go back on the SPX and go on the monthly and zoom the shit out. Gold's even better, by the way. But you can go back and just be like, yo, obviously these dots is because they're basically trying to make an estimate, because during the this is the 1920 stock market crash. So you can see here, 1926, 1927, the great stock market crash took the market down 87%. Sounds like any fucking normal altcoin to me, legend on this. But this actually was the most... Okay, so think about how long it took for after the stock market crash of 1920, the 1929s to 1928s. It took the market to make a new high. It took 207 months. Like, what's that in years? It's like 30 years. No. Shit, son. It's about 20, I don't know, it's like 20, 25 years. It's a long time. It took 25 years to break the highs. And then obviously we had this whole jabbity stuff. This is actually, this area here, I think this was the Cuban Missile Crisis. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this area here was the Cuban Missile Crisis, when Russia were trying to put nuclear weapons through Cuba to get into tactical range, actually strategic range, so they would have an upside on America. Because if they had got through Cuba and had the nuclear weapons there, they could have, obviously we don't know what would have happened, but they could have had a strategic advantage over America, because they could be like, yo, we could nuke you right now, motherfucker. And America, at the time, obviously we had Hiroshima and all that shit as well before, but at the time, it wasn't that easy to get them over there, because to fly a plane, it could be shot down. So it was a pretty fucking crazy time here. This time here, you know, considering legends that, you know, this was the Cuban Missile Crisis. You know, we've got the fucking Putin war missile crisis happening right now. You got Putin with like literally like the weapons that Putin has now compared to what they had today in the Cuban Missile Crisis. It's just fucking mental. If you get the Hiroshima and you put it down and you go, okay, what was the explosive radius of that bomb? Okay, it fucked up a lot of people in Japan, but it wasn't actually that big in comparison to what we have now. Putin built a bomb which would have the blast radius of Washington, D.C. Like, what? That's like 160 Ks. Bro, no, dude. So I don't know why people aren't freaking out more. It's quieting down a little bit. I actually have moved a lot of my crypto off exchanges because of it. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but I'd say it's better safe than be sorry. So I just moved a lot of my crypto onto cold storage, because let's just say something happens. You know, think about if actually a tactical nuke went off in Ukraine, and then NATO got involved, and there was actually, you know, we're at war with Russia. NATO's at war with Russia. You could see some absolutely insane regulation, some absolutely insane bills in America, or you could see something really insane, like, you know, war acts put into place. And some of those things in the code, or in what they write in terms of that legislation and those laws, it could say, we need to seize assets to pay and stuff like that. That's what they did in the Second World War. They seized everybody's assets. They said, we need this money to win the war, so they took the gold off people. Did it in America. So they could, I'm not saying it's going to happen, it's different times today, but I'm saying that there could be a scenario where, you know, the European Union votes something, or the UK suddenly say, fuck, we got to aid, we got to go to war, you know. And I'm sorry, but if you have Bitcoin on a UK exchange, we have to take that, because we need to use it to sell it to fund the war. All right, I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just saying, fuck that shit. I'd rather just better safe than sorry, sir. BitGet not working for US customers. Best regulations copy trading. I'm pretty sure if you go on so if you come here, guys, click on trade on mdxalgo.com. If you click on BitGet and use that link, I'm pretty sure, guys, that you don't have to use a VPN to use BitGet in the UK and US. I literally spoke to the team about that recently, so I think you're going to be okay. And if you do have problems, click on learn, guys. Go to the website mdxcrypto.com. And then just click on this article here. It's this one, sir. What is the best VPN trading for crypto? Just come and click on that article. We wrote that a few months ago. Just read about it, and you'll get to the bottom of what the best VPN is to use for crypto. And if you have a VPN, you can use any exchange anyway, okay? So VPNs are virtual proxy nodes. Virtual proxy, they're going to scramble your IP address all around the world, okay? How many more of these got? Legends. Hit that like button as well, guys. Let's have a look at what Bitcoin's doing again. So we're coming out to 20K, guys. It's an interesting point right now. I'm just going to stream this up. It's only 11:30. Yeah, basically, guys, 20K is very important. We want to see this hold. I've said on my previous videos as well that this is really going to be the main inflection point for crypto. Well, yeah, for crypto. And if we do hold it, it's going to be a good sign that we're going to get that bear market rally. And then eventually, I don't see us getting above 28K anyway. I think 28K is going to cap the upside on this. But it'd be great to see Bitcoin get some, you know, it's been pretty boring, this bear market. You know, it hasn't been the most boring bear market I've ever seen. The most boring bear market I've ever seen was the summer of 2019 going to 2020, I think it was. That was fucking boring. Like, Bitcoin wasn't really that big then either. I was doing videos getting 400 views. I was doing streams getting 13 viewers. I was doing stream. Actually, yo, Pete, if you're still in here, there's a stream of me and you. And it's got 13 people watching. And I'm giving it everything. I'm like, right, legends, we're going to get into the charts. Look at the fucking long to short ratio. Oh my God, it's going to be mental. Yo, thanks for the question, Viking. Like, really, really, like, excited about 13. Yeah, it's funny. Funny times. What we got in the chat? Ben, you missed the episode with the sex change operation. What are we talking about, legends? Guys. Yeah, so all the links are below, guys, but I just recommend getting a BitGet account and a Bybit account. You know, we do have Phemex as well. I use Phemex for altcoins. I actually do trade stocks and shares on PrimeXBT. That's one of our partners. If you use the code MDX7000 in PrimeXBT, you do get $7,000 sign-up bonus. But PrimeXBT I use for stocks and shares because PrimeXBT have a lot of products, a lot of pairs outside of crypto. But the great thing is you can deposit Bitcoin into the exchange and then you can trade the SPX with a Bitcoin pair. So Bitcoin SPX, really cool. But no, sorry. Let me get this right. You're trading the US dollar SPX pair, but with Bitcoin as collateral. So you're not trading Bitcoin to SPX. That's actually an interesting dynamic there as well. But I'd say that, think about it. Bitcoin in the exchange. So technically, if you own Bitcoin, you're short the dollar. If you own dollars, you're short Bitcoin. That is in essence what you're doing. So think about it. You know, you're in a bull market. You're holding Bitcoin in your wallet. You're trading the bull market SPX. You're still long on crypto. You're still long on Bitcoin. You're not holding dollars. So it's a pretty interesting dynamic there. So PrimeXBT. Just come to mdxalgo.com, guys, and click on trade. And then we also have Nexo as well. So if you're not really a trader, you're not really up for, you know, putting down time and effort and energy to build a trading strategy and be profitable, etc., and actually have the discipline to do it, or even just haven't got the time, fucking trading does not create freedom at the beginning. It's like the opposite of freedom. It takes so much time and energy. But if you're into just like, you know, maybe putting your money away into a secure, safe place, basically Nexo, to put it into perspective, Nexo is the good Celsius or the good Voyager. Celsius and Voyager are fucking idiots. All their team is shit. They fucked it up. They had porn stars running the show. They had massive over-leveraged debts at the top. You know, what? Like, where's your risk management? They had no risk management. So Nexo is basically Celsius and Voyager, but the good guys. You know, they got the best custodians, BitGo, they use Ledger. They've also got Backed, a few other ones as well. And yeah, these guys they do a $750 million protection on you from insurance. So if you want to get like 15% on your crypto, come to this MDX algo and then click trade and then go and click this Nexo link and then you'll get $100 when you sign up. I actually do use Nexo. I actually have like $500,000 in Nexo right now. So I put my money where my mouth is. Most of these guys you see on the internet are just shilling shit, but they have no fucking exposure to what it is. I use Bybit, I use BitGet, I use Phemex, I use PrimeXBT, and I use Nexo. I would never shield something I don't use because that's just not even like, it's not ethical. 13 legends, yeah, of course. 13 legends were watching that video there. Anyways, get off that. Here we go. We're bouncing off 20 legends. We got one green or blue in this case candle on the 5 minute. 2. Come on, Legendays. We're going places. Can we please go up? I'm up for it. Oh, it's good to be back on the streams. It's good to be back on the stream, Rudientes. Guys, if you can all hit that like button and comment in there. I like Nexo. Yeah, Nexo's a great platform, yeah. I really like Nexo. I won't lie to you, though. I have actually taken some of my crypto off Nexo, but the only reason that is the reason that we have a dude from Russia who has 20,000 tactical nukes. What is it again? It's either 2 or 20. Either or, even if he had fucking 1, I'll be taking shit off exchanges. So we have a dude in Russia who's invading Ukraine. Whatever it's good or bad, whatever side you stand on or look to the history, I don't give a shit. All I care about is there's 2 dudes. There's a fucking guy who can't speak called Sleepy Joe. There's another dude who's just basically a massive mafia boss. I would even say Putin's probably cooler than Joe because he can't even speak. But they've both got thousands of nuclear weapons, and then none of them are backing down. There's no back down. They're just going at each other like that, doing nuclear drills. You got fucking Putin running around blowing up fucking goddamn shit with... Anyway, let's not go there because that's why I'm taking my crypto off exchanges. I like Nexo as long as they don't liquidate me. Yeah. This is the funny thing, isn't it? It's like the problem is about like, you know, you get all these guys on the internet, right, who are really fucking dangerous. I think one of them is called Grant Cardone. He's done well. He's a billionaire in real estate, but his advice to people to get into real estate is just literally about taking massive loans off banks. At the end of the day, all a mortgage is a leveraged loan from a bank. The real estate market has been going up for so long that people have forgotten it can go down. I would say that all these people who have made money flipping homes on negative equity, flipping homes on Airbnb, buying and never even putting a penny down and just taking loans and flipping them, I would say that all those people who have made millions in real estate in the last 10, 15, 20 years are all going to get wrecked, like we see in Bitcoin when it goes from 69 to 20. Because all you see in Bitcoin is you see cycles play out in a hyper scale. All these cycles you see happen on everything. Nothing changes. It's just the more money there is involved, the slower the process. Because as you have a massive ocean of water, the waves are bigger than a pond. If you drop a rock in an ocean, it's not going to move. If you drop a rock in a pond, it's going to get pretty fucking crazy. So I reckon we're going to see all these people who are now billionaires on real estate just get 60% of their net worth wiped out. Either a bank goes under and then they there's some sort of default on the mortgage, or they literally lose house prices. They can't even afford to pay the bills. I actually know one person in Bristol right now who has 4 homes. He makes no money. He loses money every single month right now. He doesn't make any money. He's got to pay the fucking gas, all these fucking bills. Actually, it's not the bills which are the problem. It's the tax is the problem. That's what he says. Can we get out best dating apps? Legends, come on. Best crypto YouTubers, mustaches. Yeah, man, let's do it, bro. That's where we're at. I'm back on the stream of Runientes. I've been saying this for a while, right? If you're watching this video now, it's good because it means that you're taking the time to be a part of something whilst it's not trending. That's the first good sign. Secondly, when crypto's flat and you're learning to trade, it means it's almost like giving yourself practice. Because when the bull market comes, you need to be ready. It all happens so fast. It happens in a minute. You're like, oh shit, it's going up. It's every day is you're moving, it's going. You never have time to stop and breathe. The bear market gives you the time to stop, breathe, think, and then be like, okay, now I need to really think about what I'm going to do for the next bull market. All the mistakes I made in the previous one, I need to make better. I need to stop all the fucking bullshit, more discipline. For me, and this actually probably isn't because I tried to do this, but what I find myself doing is I switch off in the bull markets and I switch on in the bear markets. Like the last bull market, I was running around fucking Lisbon getting drunk. And I don't know if it was a good or bad thing. I probably should just work all the way through, but I kind of switch off in the bull market because everything's set. When it starts rallying, I'm not really looking at it and thinking this is a good time to buy. I'm like, okay, what I've got now is what I've got. Almost when the market takes off, you kind of think to yourself, it's almost like a feeling of, that's it. I got what I got. The bear market's when you get your stuff. You buy in the bear markets. And then once it takes off, you're like, well, I got what I got, and let's see how far we go. That's literally how I felt when we started the bull market. I was like, yeah. I remember it was in fucking Ukraine, Pete, if you're watching. I remember when Bitcoin went to 12, then 10, went to 12K, then 10, and it just rocket shipped off 10. And I was like, that's it. I did as much as I can. I accumulated as much crypto as I could. I got into the space. I got my positions in. I made shitloads on the COVID dump as well. And now here goes the bull market. Fucking let's ride. And that's generally the premise of a swing trader. That's how you think. But right now you want to be thinking. What you guys think about Sunak? Yeah, oh, dude. Oh, no. I actually did a video, my last video. I did a nice chilled out video just talking about the whole CBDCs. The C to the B to the D to the C. He's worth 800 mil. What? He's worth 800 mil, legends. I look at that and I was like, what? You're worth 3 times more than Mr. Wonderful. That's mental. Fair play. It actually makes me feel a little bit more comfortable because at least he's competent at something. At least he made a lot of money. At least someone gave him that. At least someone thought to themselves, I know it was banking, it was in Goldman, but at least someone was like, I'm going to give you a lot of money because I value your shit. Most other politicians just dribble their way through life. No, we need to raise taxes on the rich because of this. What is it, Corbyn or some shit? He's got good premises, but he's not going to run the country, is he? It's just bullshit. At least you need to be competent in something. At least he's made money. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But it is Goldman Sachs, so that means that CBDCs are coming. And, in my last video, I explained that it's going to be bad Not now. It's not bad now because governments aren't going to use it maliciously. We're getting an orange dot, guys. We're getting a nice exhaustion signature right now in real time on the fucking 5 minute. Yeah, so we're not going to get, it's not going to be bad for the world now because governments aren't going to suddenly say, yeah, you can't buy donuts because you're fat and you can't drive cars because you've used up your fuel allowance. It's not going to happen tomorrow. That will probably happen. But, you know, I said in that video that I think actually CBDCs could be like the Trojan horse for people to realize that cryptocurrency is the future. Because if everyone starts using central bank digital currencies, what you're doing is actually you're kind of eliminating the private bank sector as well. And if you get people familiarized, and you get people what you do is you validate the space with a digital central bank currency from the government. What it's doing is validating digital assets in the first place. Okay, the more they validate digital assets, and the more people use digital assets, okay, that means that the more comfortable people will be about off-ramping from a digital form into a cryptocurrency. We know that CBDCs aren't cryptocurrencies. They don't use cryptography. They don't use a decentralized protocol ledger, SHA-256. They don't use anything like that. They're going to use database ledgers, okay? Very similar to like what the Fed have now. Just press a button, they can make more of it, whatever they can do. You can just program whatever they want. So what I'm saying is that it could be like a Trojan horse event where it happens. It's going to happen anyway. There's nothing we can do about it. It's going to happen. I just think that it could be positive in the long run because it means that people are going to be familiarized, are going to validate the space, and the only way you can go, the only place you can go from a central bank digital currency, the only place you can go to really is another digital currency, and that's going to be crypto. And then it's going to educate people because people are like, well, why wouldn't I use Bitcoin? And then they go down the rabbit hole, and then you realize that Bitcoin is sound integral money. So I think it's good actually. It's probably gonna have its pros and its cons. Obviously, at the beginning, we don't really know, but I think eventually it's going to actually just bring more people into cryptocurrency because you just realize that the government shouldn't be in the business of trying to control money. Like we're gonna look back at this and just be like, what is happening? Like, why is the government? Why do they think that they are the people who should control the money supply of an economy? Like, fuck off. Like, what are you on about? Like, no, it literally is just absolutely ridiculous. And also then you go into all the other shit they do. It's just so ridiculous how the government think that they should be the ones which dictate an interest rate. Can you let me do that in my own company or my own business? Why can't I be the person who makes a decision on what the amount of money I want to make on lending out money to people? Like, why can't that be my decision? It's absolutely mind-blowing to me, but it's going to change. I'm going to become the Prime Minister of the UK, and I'm going to force every fucking politician to resign and give it back to the free market. So there's 0% tax for everybody. There'll be 2% tax just to like deal with all the admin and make sure everyone's doing, protect life, liberty, and property. Make sure everyone's in their fucking, not people aren't stabbing each other in the street and have a jail service. And then be like, listen, legends, no one's going to pay any tax. And what we're going to do is we're going to have it so everything in the economy is private, and we're going to get all of the military, the whole army in the beginning, all the army are going to come back home, and the army are going to work in hospitals, they're going to work in the schools, and they're going to work in the social service we have today. And that 2% is going to pay for the army. We need an army, right? Obviously for the nation. 1%, 2%, 3%. We're going to pay for the admin. We're going to sort out make sure the accounting is there, and make sure that we protect life, liberty, and property, which is basically the referee. We're going to make sure if you hurt him, you go here. If you're scamming someone and taking their property, then you got to go there. Jail, basically. Get all of the military back. You're paying 3% tax. Everything goes private because there's going to be a massive crash and everything. Everything's going to explode if you do that. The military will be there to keep everyone safe. Like, we're going to be okay. We're going to work in hospitals. The army can do the fucking hospitals. And then everything will be privately sold off to individual people. And then the hospitals will compete with each other. The schools will compete with each other. Everything will compete with each other, which will make everything better, because make things good. If you're fucking making something, like you're making a little toy, And you're like, oh, I'm selling these toys to all my friends. Oh, I'm making a little bit of money. And then your mate, your friend comes along and starts making the toy a little bit better. It's like, yeah, what's up, brother? Making the toy a bit better than you. And everyone's like, oh, we're going to buy it off him because he's got a better toy. You're like, fuck off. I want to start making it a bit better. All right, fuck off. You know what I'm saying? You start making the toy. I'm laughing because it's just a ridiculous analogy, but you start making the toy better because someone else is coming and taking your fucking piece of the pie. That's an animal built-in psychological animal instinct which makes things better for everybody. And then you go, okay, what I'll do is mine's not as good, but I'll lower the price. Okay, I'll come back to you. What you're doing is you're creating a better economy. You're making it so they're making better horses. You're making one here. You're like, oh, I'm lowering the price now, motherfucker. Yo, brother, it's now $1, not $2. Everyone's like, yeah, see you later, mate. He's like, I'll do the good one for fucking $2 as well then. Yeah, so I'm shouting, babe. But that's what creates it. We're animals. Everyone's like, we're better than competition. No, we're not. We're animals. We're fucking animals. Right, we're screaming into the mic again. Here we go. Everyone's leaving the stream. Anyway, so my point is that if I was that, I would make it all private. Everyone starts competing with each other. The schools compete. The hospitals compete, which means everyone gets a better deal. And then at the beginning, because it will get crazy, what I'll do is I'll say everyone pays only 3% tax. That means you have more money yourself. You're not giving fucking 25% away to something you don't care about. You have more money. And then with your more money, you can then decide on where you spend that money yourself on the people who are competing to get your money. Fucking ridiculous, the whole system we have today. It's absolutely ridiculous how people don't understand this. And then the army will come in and just make sure it's all okay. Like, we'll help out with these shit, and then we'll slowly move them away. We don't need armies out there. We need them at home. We need them in England. England's rotting, bro. It's so expensive. No one can afford anything. Anyway, I'm battering the microphone with some political shit. That's what always happens about 2 hours into these streams. It always just gets into this stuff. But profit-seeking behavior will lead to cutting corners and reducing costs at everybody's possible term. This is not the truth. You have to say this, okay? If a company starts cutting corners too much and they start saying that we're just going to make it cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and they don't do the quality gets worse and worse and worse, what you see is, instead of a government coming in and trying to regulate the company to make it better, which then means they're going to be in a situation where they are forced to make a loss, like they've done with the oil industry, what you see is you see that people in the economy, the participants who have more money, you'll never ever spend someone else's money more wisely than you'll spend your own. People who are in the economy will start looking more subjectively. They'll start scrutinizing companies more. There'll be more education. There'll be more responsibility on what you buy, because there's no one to pick up the bill. There's no government to lay on and say, oh, they'll just make it so it's free. It's free. It's free. It's not free. It's not fucking free. Nothing's free. It's literally not free. The NHS is the most expensive thing in the world. Anyway, I'm not going to start shouting. I'm just getting onto one. I'm saying this. If you create a system where people have more money in their pockets, they pay less tax, then they're like, okay, I'm going to put more due diligence into things I buy. That creates a market where, because of the internet now as well, it makes it even easier. People will spread ideas more. But like, I'm not going to use that company anymore. You're saying that you're not giving any respect to the consumer. In a market where there's no government, the consumer is the one you should respect. The consumer should know. And there's going to be people who make mistakes. And the free market can be wrong. Google Glasses was a good example. Everyone thought Google Glasses was going to be a thing. But guess what? When Google Glasses wasn't a good thing, the companies lost money. They stopped doing it. The market didn't want it. The market told them they didn't want fucking Google Glasses. If you have a government who are like, no, actually, we believe that Google Glasses is the future, and then they have no competition to tell them that it's not, and they're forcing money which you don't want to go there through their fucking taxpayers' money is going towards this thing that the market doesn't want, you're just expanding the problem. The government aren't there to compete with anybody. They're just there to create something. And no, but I'm smarter than you. I'm a politician and I've never done anything. And I'm cleverer than you. And I know that you want Google Glasses. So what I'm going to do is, your money that we get, we're just going to make them and be like, you have to wear them like a mask. Legends. The consumer is Smart. Don't be, it's like, let the consumer decide what they want. Let the market decide what they want. Why should we listen to someone when we want what we want? The market will decide. We want this shit. Why are you telling me I can't have it? If everyone's like, I want it, and the government's like, sorry, mate, actually, we're going to regulate it, go fuck yourself. No, let the people make the mistakes. Let the people make fucking errors. The only way you learn in life is by making a mistake. The only way you become successful in trading is by getting wrecked. The only way you get successful in anything in life is by getting hurt. The more you get hurt, the more you learn. And the only way you learn is by getting hurt. So anyway, we're going into this fucking topic. Everyone's probably clicked off. But I'm just trying to go down this rabbit hole here. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's a very simple I think it's a very simple solution. And the solution is to, that plan I just gave you, if I did that tomorrow, the whole of the UK economy would completely implode. But in 2 years, it would be the best economy in the fucking Western Hemisphere, because it would take a few years for it to pan out. And that's why I'm saying get the military back. Make sure the schools have support. Make sure the hospitals have extra, field medics in there. Just have them in there. Like, we're fighting, like England's fighting a war at home. England is, the army should be at home, helping people. You can't rely on people's goodwill to run a society. It's written in stone. Unfortunately, it's not the truth. The only thing which really runs society is sound, principled money. That's what runs a society. You can't just rely on goodwill, because goodwill runs out, and goodwill, people become fucking, work them to death. You work people to death. Seriously, you got to get wrecked. You have to get wrecked. You have to get wrecked in crypto to make it. You have to get wrecked in anything in life to make it. But if you keep creating a big fucking net under the world called the government, which are going to pick up the bill and say, no, it'll be free Wi-Fi now. Oh, what we'll do is we'll help you with this, we'll help you with that. It's free. It's free. Everything's free. It's not free, legends. Nothing's free. NHS is the most expensive healthcare service in the world. And also, my mum, who's ill, has been paying national insurance for 40 years. And then she needed the NHS take 1.5 years to get what she needed. She would have gone blind by that time. So she had to go private. If that doesn't tell you something about public free healthcare, then I don't know what the fuck is. What you literally spend, so it's not free because you spend money on national insurance. And then you get to the time where you need it. I spent all this money, government. I gave you all this money. Now you're going to help me. Sorry, we can't help you for 1.5 years. I'll be dead by then. No, sorry, can't help. Okay, I'll go spend my money on private then. It's ridiculous, legends. Everyone's just, everyone thinks you need a government to make it so everybody's safe. The safest thing is free market principles. That's what really will make you secure and safe. Everyone thinks that, oh no, but just greedy people, they're going to like hoard all the money. No, we can't have freedom because they'll just take it all and run away. Legends. If you get rich, you invest, you build, you create. And guess what? The only way you get rich is by someone voluntarily giving you the money. There wouldn't be a problem with the banking sector in the UK and America if it wasn't government. Banks lobby government to make it hard of a competition to arise. Anyway, I'm not going into this. I'm just blabbing on. I'm not going to rant anymore, okay? I'm just going to get back to the facts with the old itty bitty. Give me a like if you like. Okay, tell me in the chat, do you like the rants? But the thing is, I've said this rant so many times. But maybe one day someone else will listen and we'll do something about it, but I don't know. I forgot I'm not rich and I have to go sleep to be able to work tomorrow. Bye, legends. See you later, broski. Hate the stupid rants. Can I replace you with a hip? I've heard the rant for over a year. Yeah, exactly. Loved your rant. Loving the stream and the rants. Appreciate the rants. The thing is, it depends on how long you've been watching this channel. Like, if you've been watching this channel for a week, you might appreciate a rant or two. If you've been watching this for a year, you might be like, look, mate, can we give it a rest? I haven't streamed for about a month, so I'm back on the rant life. Just like your example shows the problems of government run healthcare. Millions of Americans who have been bankrupt due to getting sick or hurt are an example of the free market. This is another thing everybody says, but America doesn't have a free market in healthcare. America is much worse than England. England is a public healthcare service, which is the most expensive healthcare service in the world per person. It's more expensive than America. The thing about America is that America doesn't have a free, open market in healthcare. America have this. They have every single state has its own... I'm not going to go into the politics, actually, but the way it's set up, okay, you have a federal government and a state government, and what you see is that most big pharmaceutical companies will lobby federal government with billions, if not trillions of dollars in some cases. I think it probably is a $1 trillion industry if you really do it. You know, it's probably about 10% of the UK market is healthcare. What big pharmaceutical companies do is they lobby government to make it impossible for other players to compete. They have created the most insane monopoly. All of the big pharma companies are all intertwined. There is no way you can get into the market. There's no way you can even, as a small company, even compete with these guys. So they've created this, it's not a walled garden, it's a walled fucking barricade. You can't get in. So they've created a monopoly, which monopolies are always created by government. People don't know this. It's pretty much near on impossible for you to see a monopoly in a completely free market society. It's so hard. If you have complete freedom to compete, it's very difficult to create a monopoly. There are some cases. There was one case of oil, maybe about, it wasn't Henry Ford, he was the car guy. There was one guy who managed to do it, but he basically lobbied individuals and smaller states, and he used to lobby other governments. He used to pay off governments basically and pay off. So it is technically still a government problem. This is the point I'm trying to make. It's near on impossible to create a monopoly if you have a completely free open market for someone to compete with you. It's really difficult. It's pretty much near on impossible. But my point is that the bigger the government gets, the easier it gets to create a monopoly. The government create the monopoly because the government have the power to legislate people out of the mix. They make it more difficult for people to compete. That is the whole reason that everyone thinks that companies want free market principles. They're capitalists. Big companies are not capitalists. They are cronyists. They are fucking communists in a sense. Actually, fascists, I would say. They're fascists. They want to have the ability to manipulate the government because the more a company can manipulate the government, firstly, it brings out the worst in people because people will always cut corners when they want. The great thing about, people will always cut corners when they want. In a free market, if you cut corners, you get bitten. All right? If you cut corners in a free market, you're going to start losing sales. You're going to get hurt by that. If you can cut corners, if you can cheat, basically, human beings will cheat. If you can cheat the market, you will. And that's what the government allow in America. They allow the pharmaceutical companies to cheat. It's as simple as that. Everyone says this to me like, oh yeah, but look at America. It's free. It's a free market. It's not a free market. It's even worse than England. It's the biggest fuck up ever, actually, because the big pharma companies literally have the power to turn off the tap to any competition. I've literally seen the lobbying amounts. I had a guy, actually, one of my old friends, he used to send me spreadsheets showing me all the companies which have gone bust in the year. The same thing happened to England, actually, with oil companies. So again, the government created a law, which has been around for ages, actually. There's a law in England. I think it might be the same in America. I'm not sure. There's a law in England which says that oil companies cannot charge customers over a certain amount. I think it's called a price cap on oil or a price cap on energy. There's a cap on energy in England. This single-handedly means that the reason it's so expensive in England for energy right now is because of the price cap. That is solely 100% the reason. It's because of printing money and the price cap. Printing money and having a price cap. Are you fucking mental? Think about that. You're printing money which rises prices, and you're forcing oil companies and energy companies not to rise their price. So you're printing money, you're making all the prices rise, and the company's like, well, wait, what? We can't raise our prices with inflation. We go bust. A company can't sell as a loss. It can't sell as a loss. So since 1992, when I was born, 60 companies in England, energy companies, have gone bust. Okay, they've completely gone. There's 8 companies left. If there were 70 fucking companies in England selling energy with no price cap, the price would be half right now. It's as simple as that. You have a market which is more diverse. You have more choices. The more choices, the more competition, the lower the price, the better the product. It's as simple as that. It's literally built into human instinct. So like, if you've got a government coming in and saying, sorry guys, we're going to print $400 billion, but if you're an energy company, you can't charge any more than this. Are you what are you fucking talking about? Like it's just so stupid. And that's why energy is so expensive in the UK. It's not because of Putin. It's not because of Russia importing oil. The same amount of price increase in oil. Okay, actually, sorry. There's been a higher increase in price in oil in South African countries and Australia and areas of America than they have in Europe. So everyone's like, oh, but it's all Putin, you know, because he turned off the oil and da-da-da. Countries that don't import any Russian oil still have, if not the same or more, price increase. So the price increase is not down to Putin. There's nothing to do with it. You can just import from somebody else, buy it from America. It's going to be more expensive, but not the levels it is today. It's all because of the fucking price cap and printing money. That's why the price is high. And that's why energy's had such a hard hit. It's because of the price cap. That's why you're spending more money in England on oil and energy. It's because of the price cap and printing money. It's not because of Putin. It's because of whoever put the price cap in, which happened fucking decades ago. And it's like, but guys, we're the government. We're going to help you, and we're going to make sure that companies can't charge you any more than this price for your energy. You're never going to spend more than this amount of money on your energy bills. Everyone's like, yay, hooray, whoa, the government's in for us. 60 companies go bust because they can't sell at a loss. 8 companies left. Sorry, guys. We're importing from here. You know, this company here, we spoke to them about the price. We're like, you know, we might rise it a bit. You're fucked. It's creating a monopoly itself. Soon it will be this. You have to buy your energy from the government. Yeah, the price has gone up because of the global price of gas. The global price of gas has not gone up because of Putin. There might be 1% discrepancy there. There might be a 1% supply and demand shock. 99% of the reason gas prices have gone up is because countries have crazy regulatory. I can't even speak tonight. They have crazy fiscal policies from their governments. They have regulation in oil markets, and they print money. That's the reason oil's gone up so quickly. And oil is a bit of it's a big bottle. Are you all right, babe? Why are you going to sleep, babe? You need to listen to my rants. I'm just going to see if Bitcoin can hold 20, and then I'm going to come up, all right? But yeah, that's the reason. The reason prices have gone up is because governments print money, and then governments. It's government. The government is the fault. Let's have a look what we got. We're just battering all the politics stuff right now, but we have been streaming for a while. The worst thing about inflation is The worst thing about inflation is not only that McDonald's has put prices up, but they are making burgers smaller. Well, this is the thing, right? There's actually, okay, I don't want to go too far into this. You can actually watch a great documentary by Mike Maloney about this, actually. And it's called like the hidden inflation or the hidden tax. And it's all about how companies, because initially when you see prices rising for consumers, it puts you off because you're like, oh, the price has gone up. But people don't realize as much when you make a smaller product. It just doesn't really click in your mind. There's no number increase. Psychologically, it doesn't really make a difference. You kind of like don't really realize the change of the amount of stuff, but you kind of feel it, but you're like, well, you know, maybe this is trying to make me lose weight. Oh, the government have a policy for that as well. So like, you know, it's been happening for decades. You know, it actually all the way through the 90s, there was slight inflation. The 70s is a better example. Roaring 17, 18% inflation. They had 18, 20% interest rates. But product sizes went to the fucking floor. Because companies didn't want to rise prices because consumers are clever. You know, people who are selling shit don't want to raise the price too much. They won't get any sales. There's a very fine line. Everyone's like, but companies just put the price up because they want more profit. It's not the case. It's not the case at all. It might be the case in a situation where the government have been lobbied to shit and there's no competition to give people a bit of a fucking bite. If you rise the price of your product as a company owner in a free market, you're going to get bitten because someone's going to create the same thing, the same value, the same marketing at a better price. And you're like, oh, fuck. Oh, no. I was hearing you before, and you said BTC will bounce back from 20K, and you were right. Yeah, that's exactly what we did. So it's just a logical SR. We just got the bounce. We got about a 1% bounce off this. So what I'm saying is that we're looking for the break, which we've got. We've got a clean break of 20K. Now we're coming back down to retest 20. We've got the bounce. What we're waiting for now is, are we going to come up, get the lower high, and then break it, maybe get another lower high, and then you can actually say a descending formation, and then we actually get the deviation play. And the deviation play in this specific scenario will mean we'll probably go down to range lows. So I'd say range lows would be next if we can't get above 20. It's another failure. You can see on the 4 hour that, you know, every single time we get the failure of this, we just swing back down. So, you know, this is kind of what we would be looking for the deviation play. I've got in my gut, you know, in terms of my hunch for this, I think we could hold 20K here. If not, maybe get a wick below it. I think we could hold it by looking at other factors in terms of other confluence indications. You know, we have some bullish divergence on the MDX Algo Oscillator 5. We've got some decent stuff on the lower time frames as well. We had a nice 15-minute. Did we actually get a short call on this? We probably did on the 30-minute. Maybe look on the 15-minute. We probably got a short signature around here somewhere. So yeah, we just got a short signature here. Now just bouncing around support, or trying to anyway, that 20K area. So we got the rally here. I was talking about the Dixie SPX. So SPX is actually done pretty well. We've actually managed to break the local prior micro high, which means that we have changed behavior in some level, because it means that we're trying to break trend. Wouldn't surprise me to see that, and that would be the same scenario as Bitcoin breaking 20 and then bouncing off prior local high. It might go a bit lower as well. You know, markets aren't precise in terms of where they're going to hold. You could get fake outs all around the gaff. And then this is a good sign. I'd say that's a good sign. And then also you have Dixie as well, which is looking pretty decent to me. If we can lose that little fucking area there, ladies, if we can lose that, then we're going to be in for fireworks for Bitcoin. I think it's a bear market rally. I'll take some profit on these longs. I think this is doing what we're on now. Yeah, guys. I got to do my giveaway as well. I'm going to do a giveaway in a minute. So this tweet here, guys, if you come and actually retweet this tweet and then like it, whatever we want to do, actually. I actually am going to give the profits from this trade away to someone who actually retweets this. So all you got to do is retweet it, and I'll give you the profit from this trade, depending on when I get stopped out. If it goes all the way to 28K, then hey presto. You know, here we literally. Vaping away. Oh, crikey, Mikey. So we've got the order books here as well. 20K is looking good. It's good we managed to get through it. Obviously, now we can see we've actually exhausted that order block. So there's not much beneath us. Yeah, we're looking at the prior local, and then we got that nice high up here. We got a bit of order books here, and then we got up here as well. Nice charts, though. Here we go. Mikey Boy with his beautiful charts. I love his charts. Ask me questions as well, guys, in the chat. We're going to carry on going for a little bit longer on this. So yeah, that's what we're looking for. We have a nice wick on the hourly here as well. 4 hours, sorry. On the hourly, it's okay. You know, we want to see this hold now. I'll go down to the lower time frames for you as well. But, you know, that's the scenarios are really late. I think it's important to be, you know, this is the time to be watching Bitcoin right now. This is a very crucial point for Bitcoin in terms of if we hold 20, you know, that might be almost showing us the future for the SPX, because it's exactly the same setup we have right now from the prior. If I go on the 4 hour on this, make it simpler to see. It's exactly the same setup. It's a break of structure, of resistance, and then are we going to get the deviation to take us back down for potentially higher low and then continue? Or will we hold it and get the bounce? And I think, you know, I'm holding a hunch that I think we're going to get the bounce on it. We already have. I already said we're going to go up on the open. And then, yeah, we got here as well. You know, Bitcoin's doing its similar kind of stuff right now. But we are getting a little downturn now. So we just got to see if we're going to hold 20, guys. It's as simple as that. You know, that's what we're waiting for. And for you guys who are trading, you look to buy 20, you could have literally just done a 1% scalp right there. And then for me personally, I'm already in my long. I'm in my long for about 19.4. And then I'll be waiting for, you know, the market to see if it can hold, and I'll take profit on it at probably my trailing stop, which will already be set. So I'll get tagged at some point. I need to just message someone because I fucking had a call and I forgot. Let me just do this guy. But yeah, so that's that. And then yeah, it's all looking good to me. Like at the end of the day, I've said from the beginning, I think we go to, if we do get the bear market rally, we're going to go to 28k, and I do think 14k will play out after 28. I think we go to 28k, and then we get a bull trap, sorry, and then we come down to 14. And you know, I think that does work in my mind if we do get the Dixie topping out. And I this is nothing of this is confirmed, but this scenario here is a good sign for Bitcoin. And then when we come here to this support, I think this will be, so as we go down on Dixie, Bitcoin's rallying to 28. We then bounce off this. That there, I think that will constitute a bull trap on Bitcoin, and then that will take us to 14k on Bitcoin, because it's going to be a sudden, if we get it, because we've got to wait till we hold 20. This is a scenario which I think could happen if we hold 20. But if we do get it, you know, bull traps are powerful because you get this huge amount of bullish sentiment, but you're still in a bear market, and that's dangerous because it means that everyone's going to be long in the market. You're going to see the long to short ratio. If I go on mdxalgo.com, you're going to see the long to short ratio potentially get to 80%, and then this creates a very, very profitable trade potentially on the other direction, because the closer the market gets on one side of the order book, it means exponentially the less amount of money you need to push the order book the other way and create a spark, create the flame, create the domino, push the first domino. Because if everybody's long and then you get stopped out on your long position, or you get liquidated on your long position, in essence what you're doing is you're forced to sell. It's a forced sell event. So it means that forced selling it's very, very difficult to predict where a market is going to go if it's in a forced selling event, because who fucking knows how many orders are built up. You know, you can have crazy wicks down, you could flush out the whole book, you could have extra people coming in and market selling. You know, it's very difficult to, it's much more difficult to, I've said this many times, but it's much more difficult to predict the velocity of a move than it is the direction. You know, you can get a decent, you know, win rate playing SR and playing different strategies and, you know, doing your day in, day out risk management and getting that 51 to 60% win rate. But it's very difficult to predict how fast things are going to go. You know, usually, I'd say it's actually, from what I look at, it's pretty much impossible to know with great accuracy over a long period of time on higher time frames where things are going to go. Obviously, if you're on the, you know, on a lower time frame and you see it coming down to 20k, you could say it's going to stop here for a short-term bounce. All these things are, you know, possible, but I think it's very difficult to know exactly from a forced selling event where the market's going to go. I think you have to be an absolute fucking quant guy for that. It is hot. I'm boiling. I'm boiling, man. I'm boiling, man. 14k, what the fuck? Yeah, I think we go 14. Yeah, I do think. I think 14k will be the next target. Yeah, maybe I'm sweat. Am I sweaty right now? Am I sweaty Gonzalos? Let me have a look. I look all right, mate. Got my pink shirt on, looking fresh out and dandy. You know what's going down, leggies. Good to see hedge funds buying BTC. Well, yeah, you know, there is a bit of institutional buying here. I definitely seen some big fucking order flows coming in. Orders coming in. And then we know that Grayscale buys all the time. We know that all these big institutions are buying as well. We know that the whole on-ramp to crypto is getting better. We might hold here, legends. Come on, let's do this. Also, guys, if you do want to get our indicators, you can actually see here that the last long call on the indicators I've developed with my team was here. Nice move to the upside, guys, on this. And you can get those from mdxalgo.com. 7 days completely free, guys, to trial it out. And if you do want to get our automated trading bot, the MDX trading bot, come to automation on this tab. And you can actually copy trade our trading bot on BitGet and Bybit. I'd actually say BitGet's probably better because it has less fees. And you can click start copy trading now. And if you use the links on the website, so the links are in the description as well. But if you come to trade and you click on these start trading links, these exchanges will actually give you thousands of dollars because they're the partner. We're partners with these guys. They partner up with MDX crypto. So, you know, if you do use these links, you will get thousands of dollars for free when you start trading. So I recommend getting Bybit and BitGet. These are two great exchanges. And Phemex as well, you know, good for altcoins. But you can actually read here the reasons I use them. I trade on Phemex for altcoins. You know, Bitcoin with BitGet, and if you're in the UK or US, use Bybit They're all called the same thing, aren't they, sir? BitGet, Bybit, Phemex with TI trade stocks and shares. And then you can actually get Nexo, which will give you 15% interest on your crypto. It's basically the good version of Celsius or Voyager. They went bankrupt, and Nexo is not going to go bankrupt. I would say 99.9% sure Nexo is going to be around for a long, long time. Let's have a look what we got here. CoinGlass. Well, okay, you got to be quite careful about what you look at on these CoinGlass and Bybit. What we're looking at here, because obviously Bybit and FTX. Okay, these two APIs, we can't change the API because they don't offer it. So with Binance, we've actually got it so this API we get to get this long to short ratio, we actually exclude the top traders. We don't want to know what top traders are doing. Top traders are usually going to be on the right side. You could have an API which just shows what the top traders are doing. Maybe we should have Binance, retail, Binance top traders, whatever. But for me, I really care about what retail traders are doing, because retail traders get hunted. Retail traders are less experienced traders. They haven't got as much time in the market. They don't know what they're doing half the time, and they get hunted by exchanges, not by market makers. They get hunted by market manipulators, okay, or market movers. So the idea here is that if we know what the retail traders on Binance are doing, we can then say to ourselves that potentially, is it likely that inexperienced traders with not much time in the market are going to get it right? Probably not. They're probably going to get it wrong, because we know that the market is a cruel mistress or a cruel mister. It's an amoral market. It's a very, very hard thing. So there's no mercy. So we would say that, okay, if retail traders are long, market's probably actually coming to an end, or it's going to have a reversal and go down because the market's going to make the fools out the most. So we want to see what retail traders are doing, and that API there is showing only specifically what retail traders are doing on Binance. It eliminates the bad traders. Good traders, sorry. When you do a stream for 2 hours, I do need a little bit of a vape. And these vapes, for some reason, I don't know what it is, right? But obviously, if I smoked cigarettes at the same rate I vaped, it wouldn't be good for me. But I feel like they give me quite like a buzz. They make me like more. They like energize me a bit. I'm like, whoa, I feel like I have energy. I actually vape too much at the moment. Do you want to see how many vapes I've got? I can't even be honest, Alina. I've got 1, 2 of these ones specifically, in the blue one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, let's have a look in here. 8, 9, 10. There's another one. Oh, the blue one's over there. So I got shitloads of them everywhere. I've got all the colors. I've got kiwi, watermelon. I've got grapefruit. I've got tobacco flavor. I've got all the fuckers, They sell them for £1 and still make like 99% margin. Yo, that orange indicator of yours is quite good. How do you set it up? Orange indicator, not sure what you're talking about. Which orange one? Is it on this chart you're thinking about? So these orange ones, right? So these orange dots are actually a byproduct of the MDX algo indicators, the MDX algo algorithmic indicators. So this is actually my indicators as well. I've developed my team. They basically tell you when to buy and sell, and they give you exhaustion points, etc. But you can get access to those from mdxalgo.com, and you can actually get 7 days free. So come and get 7 days free. You just come onto this website. You literally just click up here or wherever it says on the screen for you. Get a premium membership, and you get 7 days free. And then within the portal as well, you click on algorithms, you click on we have a VIP traders group as well. This traders group is full of professional traders. You can actually see it here. These guys in here, they're all probably asleep right now. It's about 1 o'clock here. But yeah, so come to mdxalgo.com, and then you just basically get the premium subscription. It costs $60 a month, but you get our indicators, you get 5 indicators. You get our VIP Discord server, which is the VIP traders group. You get my altcoin. You can see my altcoin portfolio live updates on my altcoins, and then the legend board is basically a way you can pick altcoins and get paid if they do well. And then automation is free, but you can actually use the automated trading bot, and we recommend using Bybit and BitGet, and just click these start copy trading links. How to set up. It will show you how to set them up. It's really simple to set them up, and you can basically we'll trade for you with our algorithms. More like less oxygen in your body, and your body is pumping adrenaline into your system. That sounds fucking great. I'm getting free adrenaline. I'm growth hacking my body to get free adrenaline. I like the idea of that, legend. That's why you're coughing so... Yeah. Am I coughing a lot? Probably am, yeah. Well, I'm just vaping like crazy. I don't usually like try and vape before I do like a 5-10 minute video. I try to make those as fast as possible, but yeah, what else am I gonna do? I need something. I haven't been drinking haven't like really been drinking alcohol for probably about 6 months. I said to myself at the beginning of this bear market, I'm just going to take a break from drinking, because in the bull market, you know, I was out partying, going to fucking France, Monaco, partying around Dubai. So I would just say to myself, this bear market, we're going to quit the drink. I've had a few nights out, but quit the drink, get back to work. I always switch on in the bear markets because I feel like the opportunity is better in the bear markets. The bull markets is, you know, it's good for views and clicks and stuff like that, but, you know, I will be obviously riding the bull market up, but I feel like when we got to near 60, 65, 69,000, that's when I kind of said to myself, look, let's take a bit of a break, even though it's probably not the best time to, but then I kind of like did a bit of traveling. I like, you know, when you're spending money in the bull market, it feels better. Like I was doing private jets and stuff, flying around, just literally spending, you know, it was about 0.2 Bitcoin. You know, 0.2 Bitcoin can get you a decent private jet if Bitcoin's trading at 70,000. Like you could spend $20,000 on a private jet, take you a 5-hour flight. So it's a pretty good one. If I don't drink, I can't watch you. That's legendary shit, man. What do you think about Dubai? I feel like, okay, we're coming back down to 20 now. I really like Dubai, not for all reasons. There are some reasons I don't like it. There's some reasons I do. The main reasons I really like Dubai is that it's extremely safe. You pay no tax in the free zone. So if you incorporate a company as an LLC in Dubai, you don't pay any tax on anything. So there's no VAT, there's no income tax, there's no corporate capital gains tax, there's no private capital gains tax, there's no there's nothing. there's no tax. So you can just incorporate a company as an LLC, spend $10,000 setting it up, and then have your company and your incomes go through there. So that's one reason I like it as well, for no tax. My name is Max, I don't pay tax. And I like the safety of it. The weather's good, but not actually in the summer, it's too hot. I like the infrastructure, it's very modern, it's quite cool. Things I don't like as much is probably it's extremely strict on quite a lot of different things. It's a little bit, obviously, it's not, you know, I wouldn't say soulless, because the people in Dubai are quite cool, but it is a bit soulless. You know, it's not like you can't go for a beautiful walk in a park right now. Or you can, there are a few man-made ones, but it's not like, you know, walking down the beach in Cyprus and seeing a beautiful sunset. It doesn't feel like that. You know, it's blazing hot, but you're not like on the beach. Anyway, I'm not on the beach anyway. It's not my kind of scene there for that. Also, it's extremely expensive, but if you pay no tax, all good. All the food's amazing. So, you know, if you paid no tax in England, you'd probably be okay about spending 30% more on your food. Actually, probably not now, but you spend 30% tax as well. So, yeah, it's like it's got its pros and its cons, but overall, I think it's extremely beneficial if you're looking to just diversify out of your country you're in at the moment, you know, have a different company set up, all this kind of stuff is good. When you're using stimulants, I won't mention the next one. Coca-Cola. You're leveraging your dopamine reserve. Yes, I am. I'm leveraging my dopamine reserve. It's absolutely insane. Have you heard of this company called ETHJets? Haven't heard of it. They sell NFTs for private jet access. Sounds quite cool, actually. Sounds pretty sick. I want to get the 6th month Dubai visa and set up a company and apply for the Portuguese gold visa. There's no point doing the Portuguese gold visa anymore. They want now $750,000. You need to buy a home at the price of $750,000 minimum, or $500,000. I can't remember. Also, the government is going to introduce. I heard, this might just not have gone through, but I heard that they might start introducing crypto tax. See on the flippers. I would say don't bother with the golden visa in Portugal. I went through that process. I ended up not doing it. I'd say it'd be more beneficial just to go straight to Dubai, set up your LLC. You'll be put on a program where you create a company, you sponsor yourself. Then you only have to be in Dubai 1 day every 6 months. Just go there for a week every 6 months if you wanted to. And then you can have your whole company structure there. You can live in Paris. You can live in Greece for 3 months at a time. And if you wanted to, you could just live in Dubai. When you hang out from Carl from the moon, how do you stop yourself from squeezing his zits? I don't usually get that close to him, to be honest, but I do know him. I've been to probably about 10 or 15 different events. Like, we go to all the Bybit stuff together. I've seen him in Dubai multiple times at restaurants, etc. Yeah, at the end of the day, like, I give him respect. Like, he's not a trader. He's not a successful trader. I know that for sure. He's a really good influencer, affiliate marketer. That is his strong points. In terms of where he's come from and what he's built, it's obviously good. He's a hardworking guy. He's done well. I wouldn't listen to him on trading advice. So that's the only thing I would mention about it. But yeah, he's done well for himself. Fuck being looking at a great place. What? I'll just show that. Fuck being looking at a great place on the lake. Yeah, I built all the Magic Planet Kids places in the malls, but went belly up my last year. Oh yeah, COVID. Exactly as predicted. Yeah, of course. Don't encourage 100x long trades. That's super irresponsible. I don't use leverage when I trade that much. On my Bybit account, on this trade specifically, I'm on 1x, so I don't use leverage on that trade. All my best trades ever in history have been medium to long-term swings from buying spot. That's basically the facts. The only time I'd use leverage if I'm looking to hedge against my portfolio. Instead of putting the whole amount or selling it on spot, I'd hedge against my portfolio with a leverage 10x long or something. Or I would use leverage if I think that there's a high probability setup with a good risk to reward. And I would, put high leverage to be able to have the position cost a lot less. But, at the end of the day, if I get liquidated, that would where be my stop loss would be anyway. So high probability setup in terms of probably a short-term scalp trade. And to be honest, I wouldn't recommend or not recommend using 100x. There is a time and a place to use 100x if you know what you're doing. What I would say is this. If you don't know what you're doing, don't use leverage at all. Don't use any leverage. Like, if you wanted to race in the F1, you would have to be a very successful race car driver before you did it. There is no example of a man getting into an F1 car and winning the Formula 1 Grand Prix without any experience in Formula 1. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen that someone who has no experience in trading will use leverage correctly, wisely, and be profitable. So don't do it. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. You wouldn't fly a plane if you didn't have any experience of flying planes. Don't trade with leverage if you don't have any experience in trading. Otherwise, you will lose everything. Yeah, and to be honest, I'm all about freedom. I'm all about freedom, and if you want to use leverage and lose, and then you will learn how to use leverage. Like, I don't think a lot of people think that leverage should be banned, or high margin call trading should be banned, or you need to be accredited. You have to go through a questionnaire. I completely disagree. I think that there should be no ban or no regulation on any product. I believe any company should be able to put out any product they want. It's much better to rely on the market, participants in the market, to come to their own consensus and their own regulation in their own mind. You can regulate yourself. You don't need a government to regulate you. You can regulate yourself. And I would say that most people in society would be better at regulating themselves if that was the only thing they had to regulate. If that was the last thing and you're the only person to listen to and you can only listen to yourself, you're going to make better decisions. So I believe in freedom. I believe in I believe in sovereignty. So I don't believe that there should be any regulation on anything. I believe it should be a free market and everyone should decide to do what they do. And if you're stupid enough to lose, you're stupid enough to lose. You made the decision. If you're a child, then don't. There should be probably limitations to children. But if you do something and you lose, good. It sounds harsh, but it's good. You lost. And now you're going to learn. Because losing creates winners. You can't win without losing. I use 125x. Good man. Without leverage, who will be our exit liquidity? Exactly. Good shout. MDXG regulate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's too much. We're here to help you. We're going to make it so you can't participate in this. It's just ridiculous. Like, no. It goes so deep, guys. If you had no regulation from any other external force, and it would actually create a much more responsible home unit, a much more responsible, more respectful human beings in a society. It creates so much more good than bad to have an open market where anyone can do what they want, except obviously jeopardize people's life, liberty, and property. You can't kill someone. You can't fucking take someone's freedoms away, and you can't you can't actually like enforce hurt or harm on somebody else. Crikey, maybe I am coughing here, but yes, get rid of the vape. But you're going to create a more integral society. Come on, Bitcoin. So we're trying to hold 20k. I'm probably going to have to go to bed in a minute, legends. But I'll do another half now. Did you see? I did see BitBoy's rant, and I just want to say, I haven't really been like a massive fan, or I don't watch his content. I do know he has a very, very big audience, of course. And, I've seen things that he's done in the past and been a bit like, yeah, this guy looks a bit dodgy in terms of some of the stuff he's done with altcoins. But you know what? It's, I think I was probably overall just generally wrong. Like, because what he's done with this whole